Pat, nobody thought they would be able to overcome the loss of Carl Crawford and Carlos Pena.
And they lost their whole bullpen also. Think about that. But what they didn't lose was the great starters that they can run out there every single night, and they give them length. These are the three starters that the Blue Jays are going to see in this series. Jeremy Hellickson, tonight's starter, 7 innings his last time out. David Price, one of the best in the American League, he gave him 8 innings last time out. And James Shields, a complete game 2-hitter, 9 innings that he went out there. He gives them a chance. When you send a guy out there, they give him a chance to win every single night.
The Blue Jays thought they had a pretty good 5-man rotation when they started the season. Already 2 of those 5 starters are back in the minor leagues. Blue Jays have to pitch better.
They have to, and it starts on the mound. They have to go deeper into the game. Their last time out, Jojo Reyes, 90 pitches in just 3 innings against the Boston Red Sox. Brandon Morrow, 4 innings in his rehab start. And Romero, his last time out was worst of the season, just 5 1/3 innings. They give up too many base runners, and their starters are averaging just over 5 innings every time they take the mound, making it very hard on John Farrell. On the other side, though, the Tampa Bay Rays, their starters are averaging almost 7 innings every time they take the mound. Definitely a recipe for success.
Boy, it sure is. It's no mystery. That's been the story of baseball since it began. You only go as far as your starting pitching will take you. Jamie?
You buy your local independently owned home hardware or home. It's Canada's best. The Jays on Rogers Sportsnet. Hardware or Home Hardware Building Center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Welcome back to Rogers Center. That is Chris Woodward. Started his career in Blue Jays organization. He was drafted in 1994, made it to the big leagues in 1999, spent parts of 6 seasons here in Toronto. He is back with the Blue Jays, just called up from Las Vegas. Woody signed in spring training with the Blue Jays, and boy, oh boy, it's good to see an old familiar face back in the dugout again. He'll provide some depth, a little right-handed pop. He got off to a pretty good start down in AAA and did a good job for the Blue Jays, and here he is. He's been rewarded.
Much deserved also. And they're not real sure about Aaron Hill, what's going to happen with him and his hamstring. So he is up here. JoJo Reyes, a little more length is needed from Reyes tonight as he faces the Tampa Bay Rays for the first time in his career. JoJo failed to complete 4 innings in 2 of his 3 starts so far this year. Loudness has been a problem. Against Boston last time out, 5 walks led to 4 runs. And the Jays eventually lost that game 4-1 to the Boston Red Sox.
Take a look at the lineup for Tampa Bay. They haven't been really knocking the cover off the baseball. We talked about the great pitching they've got, and that's why they've been able to turn their season around. Sam Fold, he has really done a great job. This is his 16th start in the leadoff spot. Since they put him up there, the team is 9-5. The veteran Johnny Damon has a 10-game hit streak. B.J. Upton, former Blue Jay Felipe Lopez is in the cleanup spot. Rodriguez, Zobrist, Johnson, Shopek, and Elliott Johnson is the shortstop.
This is a Ray team, though, that lost a lot in Carl Crawford and Carlos Pena, Jason Bartlett, but they can still drive a pitcher crazy the way they can run the bases.
And here's a guy that is tied for the league lead with 7 steals, so he's always thinking about getting on base. Sam Fold. Fold came to the Rays in a deal with the Chicago Cubs that sent Matt Garza to Chicago. Kind of a guy that they projected to be a 4th, maybe 5th outfielder, and now with Manny Ramirez retiring and Johnny Damon playing the DH, here he is in left field.
And he has really become a spark at the top of that lineup for them. He can run, he slaps the ball around. You had a great analogy before the game. He reminds you of Brett Butler, and I think that's right on.
Same type of player. Slaps it foul, chokes up on the bat an inch or so. Obviously he has good speed, and he's just a guy that kind of got an opportunity and made the most of it. 2-2 pitch from Reyes. Single into center field. Fold continues to set the table for Tampa Bay.
Be careful now with him on the bases. You mentioned the great speed. Defensively for the Blue Jays tonight, behind JoJo Reyes, Snyder, Patterson, and Bautista in the outfield. Juan Encarnacion, who has been DH in the last few games, will get the start to get as many right-handed bats in the lineup tonight. Escobar, Jason Nix with his second start at second base. J.P. Arencibia will catch tonight and have tomorrow off with Brandon Morrow on the mound.
And there goes Full. No chance at all for J.P. Arencibia. JoJo Reyes picked up his foot, and Full was off towards second. His 8th steal. He now leads the American League in that department.
Looked like he got a one-way lead, and as soon as Reyes picked up his leg, he was gone. Going on first movement. J.P. Arencibia had no chance to even try to throw him out.
Better stop him at second as well. Johnny Damon shows bunt. For the veteran Johnny Damon. He is 5th active in hits, 79th on the all-time hit list with 2,585 hits.
How about the guy he just passed the other day, Reggie Jackson?
Pulls it on the right side. Nix thinks about it, but gets Damon at first, and Johnny Damon knows how you win. Move that runner up.
The Rays are averaging 3.5 runs a game, so they have to manufacture runs. The home runs aren't there with Pena gone and with Crawford gone. But they can still steal bases. Look at everybody's up to give him a high five, moving those runners up. Last year, they stole 172 bases. That was number 1 in all of baseball. But they're still up to their same old tricks.
B.J. Upton. It's jammed on the first pitch and fouls it back. We have not seen the JoJo Reyes we saw in spring training at any point this regular season. He hasn't been able to get his ball down. He hasn't been able to pound the corners with that fastball. Something they addressed in his last side session.
That was the biggest thing.
Snap throw, almost got him at third. Cole had to dive back in quickly. Edwin Encarnacion and J.P. Arancibia put a pickoff play on.
Looked like changeup away, and then the third baseman tries to sneak in behind that runner. And it almost worked.
0-2. Wow. Tough pitch to take. Here's a look at that throw from Arancibia.
Tough for the runner at third base to pick up what the catcher's doing with that right-handed batter up there, blocking his view, but Fold gets back.
1-2 to Upton. Driven to center field. That'll score Fold. Patterson over, makes the catch. Fold tags, and here he comes. First run of the ball game. 1-0 Tampa Bay. Boy, that previous pitch looked pretty good.
That was the pitch that we saw all spring from JoJo Reyes, pounding down and pounding the inside part of the plate. He just doesn't get it from the home plate umpire, and then gives up the sacrifice fly. The speed of Fold gets him the first run.
Typical Tampa Bay rally right there. Single to center, stolen base. Damon gets him over, and Upton delivers the sac fly. Felipe Lopez, former Blue Jay, first round pick for the Blue Jays, is hitting cleanup. Lopez was called to the big leagues after Manny Ramirez retired on the 8th of April.
Got some big shoes to fill for the Rays. Batting third, or excuse me, batting cleanup and playing third. Evan Longoria on the disabled list. He is here. Here are the numbers for Lopez when he was with the Blue Jays. He's here, but he will probably not play in this series.
Reyes ahead 0-2. Another foul back. He's had much better location with his fastball early in this game than we have seen.
They want him to go right after him. It seems like he's working a little bit quicker too tonight. Get the ball, get into a rhythm, and use that fastball.
Another 0-2 pitch, breaking ball. Lopez stays alive. Well, that's a good point, Pat, too, because it looks like JoJo is much more upbeat, up-tempo tonight than he had been. Something Bruce Walton wanted him to do was just pick up the pace a little bit. Got it. Ran that ball away from Lopez. Reyes gets out of the first inning. Strikes out Felipe Lopez. It'll be Yunel Escobar off to a great start here with the Blue Jays. He's been the leadoff guy for John Farrell. Blue Jays are set to bat here in the bottom of the first. Top of the order, as we mentioned, Yunel Escobar hitting .322 out of that leadoff spot. Bautista's average over 300. He's the third hitter. Edwin Encarnacion had a great series against the Yankees. He went 4 for 8 in the series. J.P. Arencibia, Travis Snyder had a game-winning hit in the opener on Tuesday night. Juan Rivera gets a start at the DH, and it's been tough for him lately. Hasn't had many at-bats, and Jason Nix has snuck his average up over 300.
Playing second base tonight with the injury to Aaron Hill, Jeremy Hellickson has lost 2 of his first 3 starts this season. He was a 4th-round draft pick by the Rays back in 2005 from Des Moines, Iowa, and it was a steady climb through 6 seasons in the minor leagues, all the way to last year where he was Baseball America. He was their minor league player of the year, not just pitcher of the year, player of the year.
First pitch swinging, Escobar pops it out of play. Hellickson's been a winner wherever he's pitched in the minors, and it doesn't make a difference. He came up last year and won his first 3 starts. It'll be interesting to keep an eye on him tonight. He has been sick, and they're not sure exactly how much they're going to get out of him tonight. He is a strike thrower like so many of the Rays pitchers. Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, really encourages them to pound the strike zone, and they're among the league leaders in throwing fastballs. They just come right at you.
Yeah, fastball command to both sides of the plate. What a year he had last year for Durham, the AAA team.
Changeup, and he's got a good one. A 3-pitch strikeout for Jeremy Hellickson to start the game.
You better be ready to swing at that changeup, because he'll throw it at any time in the count. He'll throw it first pitch all the way to the last, and he'll use it for strikeouts. Started the Futures game last year at Angel Stadium. AAA last year is sensational. 243 earned run average, 12 wins. He averaged over 9 strikeouts per start.
Corey Patterson goes after the first pitch and pops it a mile high. Elliott Johnson camped under it. He's got it.
Defensively for the Rays, and this is a good defensive team. In the outfield, lots of speed with Sam Fuld taking over for Carl Crawford in left field. B.J. Upton, a very good center fielder, and Ben Zobrist, Mr. Do-It-All, in right field. Sean Rodriguez, who kills the Blue Jays, is at second base tonight. He'll team with Elliott Johnson in the middle of the diamond. Evan Longoria, he is out, and there's Sam Fuld, who's been a highlight reel film early in the season. Every time you turn on the film, there he is.
Making a diving catch, throwing out a base runner, and a good job. Jose Bautista, 2 for 7 against the Yankees in that short 2-game series, but he homered off A.J. Burnett. Drilled into left field. Fuld knocks it down. It's a base hit. Bautista rounds first. He's headed for second. Here's the throw. Safe. Umpire Mike Everett said he didn't tag him. The ball certainly beat him to the bag, but Bautista gave him an arm and took it away.
And Joe Maddon's going to argue about that because it looked like the throw beat him. How about the recovery by Fuld, the left fielder, and the bullet that Bautista hit? This ball is stung to left field. Now, it doesn't get far away from Fuld, but he comes up throwing, and he throws a strike. Sean Rodriguez catches it, lays his glove down, thinking that Bautista is going to slide right into it, but he gave him his left and threw in the right.
What great position by Mike Everett. Standing there still, watching the play unfold in front of him, and he had a perfect angle. Joe Maddon will go back to the dugout. Bautista with a great slide. How about the throw Fuld made? Right on the money.
Didn't think he had a shot at getting him when he missed it on the short hop. Look at that, his uniform's dirty already, and it's still the first inning. Wow.
2 outs. Runner in scoring position for Adam Lind. On the corner.
Here is the slide again from Bautista. He's going to go in, hand first, and then pulls back the left, and then throws it back on the bag. And there's the umpire, Mike Everett, right on top of it.
You can't get in a better position than Mike Everett was there right there. Just absolutely anchored. Outside. A ball and a strike. Tampa Bay scored in the top of the inning. Blue Jays trying to answer here with Lind batting in 2 outs.
The middle of this lineup for the Blue Jays, Bautista and Lind, was all over the Rays last year. Big numbers.
Change up and away.
Between Lynn, Hill, and Bautista last year, the three of them clubbed 14 home runs against the Rays last year. These are the guys you want up with runners on base.
Tampa Bay still won the season series 10-8. Lynn with the count in his favor. Up the middle, under the glove of Johnson. Bautista's rounding third. Here's the throw from Upton. Safe. We're tied at 1.
Picking up where they left off, Jose Bautista and then Adam Lind taking care of Tampa Bay pitching. A 2-out double and then a solid single to center. E.J. Upton does not have an outfield assist this year. He comes up throwing. He's going to overthrow the cutoff man trying to get the runner at the plate, but Bautista with a nifty slide, and he touches it with his left hand. 2 outs. He is running on anything. And he really makes it easily. Heads up running by Adam Lind, recognizing that that throw was over the cutoff man, and he gets into scoring position.
Bautista with a couple of great slides on that trip around the bases. First one at second kept the inning alive. Edwin Encarnacion playing third base tonight. Swinging a hot bat. Got it a fastball. Dwayne Murphy, the hitting coach of the Blue Jays, had so much success with this team last year. I asked him what he thought was missing. He said, I think our guys are just sitting back too much. We need to be more aggressive.
Well, it certainly worked for them last year. They would get into that batter's box and just take a rip and get your cuts in.
He turned it loose. Encarnacion lost the grip on his bat. He wants that bat. That's the one he wants. He's going to doctor up this one, but he wants that bat.
Yeah, putting on the stall right now because he wants that gamer. It's hot. That thing just took off. Kept it fair down the left field line.
Now he brought the bat back. I thought he was going to take that one for sure. But he got his backup bat. Got fooled by that off-speed pitch. Hellickson ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lind at second, 2 down. Fouled off that outside pitch.
I think it's good to be aggressive against the Tampa Bay pitchers because they're always around the plate. They're similar to the Blue Jay pitchers, and they'll use their fastball and really use their changeup a lot. But they throw tons of strikes, so get up there and just be ready to swing.
Breaking ball. Encarnacion goes down. Shopper will tag him out. The Blue Jays will strand the base runner, but they have tied it. A 2-out double by Jose Bautista. A great slide at second base keeps the inning alive. Bautista has done it all. He had a shot to left field that was knocked down by Sam Folt, and then avoids the tag at second and comes in to score again with a nifty slide. 1-1 after 1.
Hardware, homeowners helping homeowners. Scouting report for JoJo Reyes. He's got a good fastball. It's 93 or 94 miles an hour. He has to stay on top of it to drive it down to the lower parts of the strike zone, and his command is important. More contact, I think, also. He's had long counts. He needs quicker at-bats, and he needs to trust his stuff just a little bit more because it's very good. They need to see the Reyes that they saw in the spring.
That's much better right there, down around the knees to Sean Rodriguez. Rodriguez off to a slow start, hitting 200. As a homer, he's also hit 2 triples. Well, it's going to be interesting to watch Reyes as he works through this lineup, whether or not he can continue to locate down in the zone like he is right now.
It's the whole key right there. Nothing wrong with his arm. And that's one of the reasons why he is here and Jesse Litch is not, that they love his arm. From the left side, his ability to strike people out.
A ball and 2 strikes. Breaking ball, the appeal denied down at first base. Mike Winters said no swing from Rodriguez. You know, it'll be interesting as we watch JoJo Reyes that John Farrell was talking about the confidence level. Now he feels a little reassured. He wasn't the guy that was dispatched to AAA. Not looking over his shoulder, and this is a guy that made just 1 appearance last year in the major leagues and got some concerns. Now he lets one get away.
And one of the concerns is too many pitches and long counts. Earned run average of about 7. The important one for me are the ones in the middle. Innings per start, just over 4 innings every time he takes the mound, and pitches per inning, 21. We've talked about that a little bit so far this year, that a good number is 14, 15, 16. That's a really good number. If you can do that, you're going to save yourself.
There are 3 pitchers in the American League throwing under 14 pitches per inning this year. That's the number you want to get. 15 pitches is perfect. There he misses again. You know, you mentioned that John Farrell, he needs length from his starters. You just can't be going 3 and 4 deep in your bullpen every night.
It happens sometimes, and that's when the bullpen picks it up, or the starter the next day will give you 7, 8, maybe 9 innings. But if you do it back to back, boy, it can really wear on that bullpen.
And once you get your bullpen worn down, it takes you 6-7 days to get them rested. 1-1 ball game, top of the 2nd inning. Rodriguez is a threat to run. Good base stealer. Everybody in this Tampa Bay lineup will run. They play it aggressively. Started this season under Joe Madden, the Rays had 772 steals. Snap throw to first, and Rodriguez is back. So we've seen Aaron Sevilla twice already throw to the bases, once to third, once to first. That will take some of the aggressiveness away from guys kind of get a lead.
Yeah, their secondary lead. If they get out there too far and they just kind of stand out there, he's putting in their minds that he'll throw behind them.
One ball and 2 strikes. You see JoJo Reyes thrown more pitches per inning than anybody in the American League. Eric Bedard has had some trouble. Phil Hughes is on the disabled list because of a tired arm. Young Chris Tillman in Baltimore also struggling a bit. 1 and 2.
I think a lot of that trusting your stuff. You don't have to make the perfect pitch to get guys out. Bartolo Colon showed that the other night. He just pitched.
Throw it over. Hitting is hard. A ball and 2 strikes. Rodriguez takes his lead. The flip side of the JoJo Reyes pitches per inning, Alexia Gondo and Josh Tomlin have averaged 13.5 pitches per inning. Brandon McCarthy, who threw another good game last night, 13.6. Great jump at first, but pulled foul down the left field line.
You know, and Ogando really the only one out of those three you mentioned that could really just blow it by you. Throw it 96, 97. The other ones are guys that just hit their spots.
After McCarthy at 13-6, then you've got Mark Burley. He's always there.
He's always around the plate.
James Shields of this same Rays. And young Zach Britton throwing just 14.4 for the Orioles. Down and in, 2-2. Now, you know, as a hitter, when you go up there, or even when you're on the bench, and you see a guy throwing 14, 15, 20 pitches an inning, you get so much information as a hitter.
Yeah, and you can start subtracting pitches that they might throw. That you see, well, if they're throwing 20 an inning, they're not getting one pitch over.
On the ground, Encarnacion at third, second for one, back to first, not in time. Boy, Sean Rodriguez just leveled Jason Nix at second, and he is slow getting up.
It looks like he is holding his left leg, and that is that leg where you really plant and throw off when you're trying to turn the double play. Nix has played mostly third base for the Blue Jays this year. This is just his second start at second base. One of the things that you try to do as a second baseman is get behind the bag and make the runner go over the bag. But a good secondary lead by Rodriguez, a very clean slide. And you can see where that leg planted into the ground with your spikes. You go into that. I've seen a lot of second basemen lose that knee and that ankle right there when they slide into it.
And you can see right where Ab Hudson is touching Nix on that lower leg. That's where they made contact. And you're right, he had that left leg planted in the ground and was trying to get his weight off of that leg, going full well, and Rodriguez was bearing down on it.
That's why you see middle infielders around the bag at second base. When they get rid of the ball, they got to get in the air. So when you get hit, there's a little give to it. Saw Ron Oster a few years ago get rolled by Mookie Wilson on the same play just like that and really tore his knee up. It looks like Jason Nix wants to stay in the game.
Yeah, and John Farrell, I think, had suggested, let's get you out of here. And he's saying, just let me regroup for a minute. And now I think reluctantly, it looked like he was walking toward the dugout. He just wants to stay in this game. He's waited a long time to get an opportunity like he's had here with the Jays.
You know, on that one replay we saw, it looked like the knee and possibly the ankle also got rolled a little bit when Rodriguez went into him. Johnny Mac's got his glove and a ball, and he's ready if he is called upon.
He's going to run now. Take a look at the slide once again.
The knee and the ankle, it looked like the toe really planted his spike right here. This one will tell that front leg. See the ankle and the knee. There's a little give to it.
Yeah, he's going to come out of the ball game, and John Farrell makes the right decision, and Nix couldn't run, and he's got to get that checked and hope to get some ice on it. Maybe they can calm things down. You know, you mentioned it was a clean slide, and obviously it was. Talk about what wouldn't have been. He kept his spikes down. He didn't do anything wrong. Jason just got caught with his foot in the ground.
Yeah, it's the whole timing. Right there, he makes the step to throw it, and Rodriguez is right there. He went right to the bag and slid right to the bag. Nothing dirty about that. It's clean. It's just one of those plays where the ball and the runner and everybody met at the same place.
Yeah, and it's just bad timing. Obviously, Sean Rodriguez is a second baseman himself, and he can appreciate the perils of turning those double plays, and Jason just couldn't get airborne quick enough. Rodriguez had attempted to steal twice in that at bat, and he was bearing down on him, trying to break up too. So John McDonald will take over at second base. Ben Zobrist is at first on the fielder's choice. Dan Johnson has been battling some injuries. He is back in the lineup again. Jojo Reyes was breezing along now, and he's had to wait while they tried to get the decision on Jason Nix. Fouled straight back. Ball on a strike, 1 out. It's a tie game, top of the second inning. B.J. Upton had a sac fly in the Rays half of the inning, and Adam Lynn drove in a run with a single to center.
Dan Johnson has some huge shoes to fill also. He was a part-time player the last couple of years for the Rays, coming off the bench. They hit some big home runs for him. But now he is the everyday first baseman, trying to get the power that they need, that they lost from Carlos Pena.
Breaking ball outside. Johnson's hitting just 130. But 4 of his 7 hits have come against left-handed pitching. So Joe Maddon's trying to get him going a little bit by putting him in lineup against Reyes. Remember, the Blue Jays are well aware of Tampa Bay and the way they run the bases. They're very aggressive.
Zobrist had 24 stolen bases just a couple of years ago. Battled some back problems last year. He's healthy now, and he is liable to take off.
Joe Maddon always knows that they don't have the thunder they've had in the lineup the last couple of years, and they're going to have to continue to try to manufacture runs. 2-2 cut on the miss. Johnson goes down swinging. Second strikeout for JoJo Reyes. And you can enjoy the Easter weekend right here at Rogers Center. There'll be 2 more games between the Blue Jays and the Rays, Saturday and Sunday. Both games start at 1:07 p.m. For tickets, you can call 416-341-1234. Also, log on to BlueJays.com or stop by most Rogers Plus locations. Great pitching matchup tomorrow. Brandon Morrow making his season debut against the great left-hander David Price. First pitch strike. Kelly Shopping. There's Brandon back with the ball club after his rehab assignment in the minor leagues.
Fitting right in with those starters on that starter stools over there.
They had him there all year.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. They had the picture.
Yeah, they had his little character on the popsicle stick, and he was sitting there. So now it's just the real thing. Couldn't pick a better team for you to make his season debut, huh? Tampa Bay Rays, great memories of that. He called it the highlight of his season, obviously, highlight of his career. A one-hitter with 17 strikeouts. Cut on and miss. Shopping goes down. JoJo Reyes comes back and strikes out the last 2 to end the second. Upstairs with the fastball. Reyes has got good stuff tonight. Mark Harmonic and Sean Pearson. They will be fighting in UFC 129 here at Rogers Center on April 29th. They're sitting in the TD Comfort Zone, courtesy of TD. Talk about an event, the largest UFC in the history of the sport. 55,000 here at Rogers Center, April 30th, and we'll have it all on Rogers Sportsnet. The interesting aspect, we'll talk to Mark a little bit later in this ball game. He and Showdown Joe Ferraro, the host of UFC Connected, will be up in the booth with us in the 4th inning, so don't miss that. Catcher J.B. Arencibia, 1 for 3 in the Yankees series. High fly ball down the right field line. Zobrist, foul ground, makes the catch. 1 out.
Zobrist with a nice catch to get the first out here in the 2nd. The scouting report for young Jeremy Hellickson. He is a top prospect. He was the USA Today Minor League Player of the Year. Changing speeds, he'll use his changeup and spot that fastball all over the strike zone. Ball in play, likes to put the ball in play. A lot of fly balls, not a lot of strikeouts. Blue Jays are going to have to be aggressive because he's going to be around the plate.
Travis Snyder. Fastball downstairs. Snyder had the game-winning hit on Tuesday night against Ivan Nova. Beat the Yankees in extra innings. Ball and a strike. Hellickson doesn't go too deep in the count without throwing a strike.
Likes to put the ball in play. You'll get a lot of fly ball outs this year. More fly ball outs than ground ball out. Buckles down when runners get in the scoring position.
Another pop up. Elliott Johnson at shortstop. 2 quick outs here in the 2nd.
Mentioned that he was the USA Today Minor League Player of the Year. It's the 3rd time the Rays have won that award. Shows you something about their minor league system. David Price won it back in 2008, and a guy by the name of Josh Hamilton back in 2000 won the same award.
Tampa Bay has always been very good at drafting and developing. There's Price, who was that Minor League Player of the Year in 2008. He will go tomorrow against Brandon Morrow. First pitch strike to the DH, Juan Rivera. Rivera's had a tough start to his season, hitting just 103, and lately he hasn't had many opportunities. Encarnacion has been swinging a hot bat. He's been doing most of the work as the DH. Good spot with that fastball. Once again, notice 89 miles an hour. Not overpowering by any means, but it's all about location.
Where it is and where does it follow up. Fastball before that was at the same speed, but it was inside. Giving that hitter something to think about. Inside, outside, up, down, add, subtract.
Curveball. Rivera is struck out. Hellickson has 3 strikeouts. He's been able to spot his fastball, and there gets Rivera with a good curveball. We have played 2 innings here.
Home Hardware Building Center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Both pitchers have given up a run in the first, and both have settled down in the second. Jojo Reyes has struck out 3 the last 2 batters he's faced. Elliott Johnson shows bunt, pulls the bat back.
Another one of those players that the Rays have in Elliott Johnson, who can steal a base, play multiple positions. Spring training, every time I looked in the paper, this guy had a stolen base.
Joe Maddon likes to have versatile players, guys that can play infield and outfield, and then you bring in the added measure of speed. Tampa Bay is unique in that they don't have big payroll, so they can't have stars at every player. They have to have interchangeable parts. Elliott Johnson's one of those interchangeable parts.
If they could have a big payroll, they'd be able to keep the great players.
They'd have Carl Crawford playing left and Carlos Pena playing first.
Probably Jason Bartlett would still be on this team. Maybe Matt Garza.
Good changeup. 3 in a row now go down on strikes against Reyes. Tomorrow we will be watching Brandon Morrow make his season debut against Tampa Bay. And last August, Tampa Bay had a lot more Morrow than they wanted.
Yeah, 17 strikeouts for Morrow. He went down to 1 strike, throwing a no-hitter. With Evan Longoria foiled down with a ground ball to the right side. They just couldn't get him. Brandon Morrow had an outstanding day that afternoon.
Explosive fastball. Throw his curveball over anytime he wanted to. Right back past the ear of Jojo Reyes into center. Sam Fuld is 2 for 2. That was close.
When you let go of that pitch, you've got to be ready. You're the one closest to it, and that one almost got him. With the glove side, but he got his head out of the way just in time. And now there's going to be a little cat and mouse game between Reyes and Fuld over at first. He stole second base easily in the first inning against him.
Came around to score the first Rays run. Johnny Damon did his job. He hit a ground ball after the stolen base and moved Fuld from second to third. Breaking ball outside. Damon's got a 10-game hit streak. What a pro. He understands how you play the game. He understands what you do to win it. And you don't have to look any further than his at-bat in the first. Just rolled over the ball to the second baseman. There's a strike.
The thing that I've always admired about Johnny Damon is, he's got the great numbers and he plays every day and he's played on winning teams, but clutch player. If you can get a team of Johnny Damons, you're going to win a lot of games because he can hit good pitching and he can get good base hits, clutch hits.
That's a great phrase, hit good pitching. A lot of guys can hit for an average, but they will collect most of their hits against 3s, 4s, and 5s. Damon will go up against the best and hold his own. On the ground, right side, John McDonald dives. Goes Damon out at first. Doesn't take him long to get into the action. John McDonald came in last inning after Jason Nix was hit at second base on an attempted double play.
So you got to be ready, and he is always ready to fill the role that he has. Takes away a hit from Johnny Damon going to his left. I was talking to him the other day about a play just like this where he was going to try and turn 2 and he went a little bit too quickly. He was trying to get that lead runner, but had the wherewithal to get the ball and get it back in.
Jojo Reyes with an inside move as Sam Fuld had third base on his mind. B.J. Upton, the center fielder. He had the sac fly in the first. Upton with just 6 RBI for the season. Boy, Folt's got a big lead at second. There he goes. No chance. And Sevilla couldn't even throw it.
Well, there was
a big jump.
Yeah, and there was nobody there. Edwin Encarnacion is not going to give ground. 2 outs, right-handed batter up. He is playing deep at third base. You don't want to give ground, and then the guy hit a grounder to the third baseman, and it's an RBI single, so they give him third base.
2 balls and a strike, 2 outs.
B.J. Upton, and I was talking to Joe Madden before the game, and I asked him about him, and he said, I want to see him hit more home runs. We're putting him in a spot to drive the ball. I don't want to have, and he called it maybe mode at the plate.
Gets out in front of that ball. It's far down the left side, but foul.
We've been in maybe mode before, right?
I was in maybe mode my whole life.
Maybe mode is when the ball's on the way and you're like, maybe I'm going to swing. Maybe. I don't know. He wants him to be aggressive up there and try and hit the ball out of the ballpark. Swing it until your mind tells you it's a ball.
Boy, that's a great way to break it down. Think about always being ready to swing, and then when you see it's not a good pitch to hit, to shut it down. So many guys don't start until halfway, the ball's on its way, and that's too late.
It's the biggest thing that Jose Bautista did to take it to the next level. Get that front foot down and be ready to swing it.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pushed him back with a fastball. It's a full count. Felipe Lopez is on deck. Base hit, center field. Fold will come in. And Tampa Bay has used this combination again. B.J. Upton drives in Sam Folt for a second time. It's 2-1 Tampa Bay.
Drove him in the first time by driving a ball to center field for a sacrifice fly, and now it's a 2-out base hit. That's going to knock him in. Ready to swing it all the time. That ball was elevated by Reyes, and he got it right over his glove and into center field. He is a threat to steal also, B.J. Upton.
3 stolen bases so far this year. He's been caught twice. Upton was going back to first when that pitch was delivered. Tampa Bay hasn't seen Reyes before, so base runners are going to take a while to get acclimated.
Upton has always been a runner who has big leads over first base, just daring you to throw the ball over there. Definitely a threat to steal last season. Upton had 42 stolen bases.
Great jump. Aaron Sebia from his knees didn't have much of a chance, and the ball was knocked down by McDonald. Didn't take long for. Now the umpire is saying that Lopez interfered with him, and he's sending him back. Home plate umpire Chris Guccione. Now Joe Madden is out, arguing this point, and Chris Guccione.
If they call interference, don't they call an out?
Exactly. I don't know how you can send him back. You can't send him back to first. Great jump by Upton.
Steals it easily, and from what we could see from the home plate umpire saying that the swing hit J. Pierre and Sebia. And what Joe Madden was saying is that ball is fouled down the right field line and out of play.
That's no reason to send him back.
No. Joe Madden is saying, hey, he didn't do anything out of the ordinary to interfere with the catcher. He just took his swing. He's allowed to be in that batter's box.
Absolutely. That is not the right call.
No.
Not at all. He's in the batter's box. That's why it was so perplexing to see what happened. And that's a natural follow-through as long as the batter stays in the batter's box.
Finishes his swing like he did.
Two balls and two strikes. Take another look at this. Lopez is clearly in the batter's box. And even though the contact was made before he came out of the batter's box, the throw was gone. Will take it. A ball in, two strikes. Upton at first. He's driven in both Rays runs here tonight. Pick off, throw to second base. Not in time. Upton can fly.
42 stolen bases last year. He was only caught 9 times all year, 42 the year before. He's got long strides, and he gets into that speed after about 2 of them. Full speed, and you can see from that replay, he is safe. Just outran the baseball. Adam Lynn did everything right. Escobar did everything right.
Jojo Reyes was just too deliberate going to first. Gave Upton so much time. Off-speed pitch hits a moot point as Upton is stranded at second base. Felipe Lopez strikes out for a second time tonight. Jojo Reyes has 5 strikeouts, but Tampa Bay has taken the lead. Tampa Bay down in St. Petersburg, and they didn't hit a home run. It's most runs they've scored without hitting a home run. And tonight they're up against the Tigers. Tigers need to get something going. They've had some problems with injuries, but Chicago is really struggling. Ever since they had those few blown saves, they haven't been able to turn the ship around.
Six blown saves already this year. And you're right, it's starting to affect their hitting now.
John McDonald batting for the first time. McDonald replaced the injured Jason Nix, who was clipped at second base on an attempted double play pivot. Sean Rodriguez with the hard slide. Johnny Mack deep to left field. Fold is back. He's got room, and he camps under it. 1 out. Blue Jays just 2 hits against Hellickson, first time through the order. That's been pretty regular with Hellickson. It's the second trip through the order that has caused problems for him.
That's where he has struggled. Look at the batting average. First time through, 043, and now hitters hitting over 400. They gauge something. They see something from Hellickson, so he's going to have to change things up. It's basically a fastball change-up type of pitcher.
Top of the order, Yunel Escobar struck out on a changeup his first time up. There's another changeup, first pitch changeup, and he was out in front.
Anytime, they'll throw it.
Hellickson's 23 years old, a fourth-round pick in 2005. On the ground, but right at the second baseman. Two down here in the third. You mentioned what good defense they play, and they have some interchangeable parts. Rodriguez will play second from time to time, then Ben Zobrist will come out. When there's a right-handed pitcher, he'll play second and move Matt Joyce into right field. They just mix and match.
I really like Sean Rodriguez.
Yeah, he's a baseball player.
Yeah. He's a baseball player who gets it. He understands it. He wants to just play a little bit more. His numbers and splits between lefties and righties, Joe Madden says, are the big numbers and big reasons why right now he's not an everyday player. But I think someday he's going to be an everyday player, and very good too.
Down the right field line, but it's hooked foul. Corey Patterson in a hole, 0-2. Tampa Bay has taken a 2-1 lead as the Blue Jays bat in the third. Jose Bautista scored the Blue Jays run. Changeup, got it. Good inning for Jeremy Hellickson. 3 up, 3 down, third inning. When we come back to Rogers Center, we'll be joined by Shane Pearson on the left, Mark Hominick on the right. Two of the UFC fighters that will be here at Rogers Center in UFC 129, April 30th. By a couple of guests, Mark the Machine Hominick and Joe Ferraro from the UFC. Joe's a colleague of ours at Rogers. He's the host of UFC Connected, and Mark's going to be fighting in the upcoming 129, UFC 129, as Rodriguez flies out. Welcome, gentlemen, and Tell me about your excitement to be able to come to Rogers Center and fight in front of 55,000 people.
You know, this is going to be a part of history. This is the biggest show of UFC's all time, and to be here at the Rogers Center, such an iconic piece for Ontario. It's just an honor.
Canada's going to have 9 different matches, Joe, with U.S. It's kind of like a U.S.-Canada hockey series, but it's going to be the ultimate fight here in the middle of this arena. Talk about the interest of UFC and how much it's grown of late.
Well, it's been one of those things that's been coming to Ontario for a long time. We've been trying. I mean, Mark and I, 12 years trying to get it here. Now that it's finally here, we're super excited. You know, 55,000 fans are going to pack this arena, and they've loaded the card with Canadians versus Americans. I mean, George St. Pierre in the main event defending his title, Mark fighting a Brazilian in the co-main event, Sean Pearson, who we're going to see in the Rogers Sportsnet prelims, as well as Rory McDonald taking on American foes. It's going to be unbelievable.
UFC has taken off over the last few years. How come?
Without question, especially Canadians, because they're really drawn to it. It's just the action. I think the biggest thing is, like, there's so much unpredictability, you know, like, because the fight can go anywhere. It could be on the feet, in the ground, on the clinch. It's very exciting to watch for fans.
Mark, you're from Thamesford, Ontario, and the normal progression is play a little hockey, maybe a little baseball, a little basketball. How did you get into UFC?
My grade 9 class went for an orientation at a local martial arts studio. Within 2 weeks, I started competing in grappling tournaments. I knew I was instantly drawn to it. I really liked the individual aspect of it and just carried on from there.
Baseball players have strength coaches and hitting coaches, but UFC fighters have strategy coaches, gym coaches, boxing coaches, wrestling coaches, jiu-jitsu. How many coaches do you have?
Well, exactly. There's so many dimensions to mixed martial arts. You know, from the stand-up, the boxing, the kickboxing, the wrestling, to the groundwork, and strength conditioning, and everything. There's so many aspects of the game that you have to cover. There's so many elements.
Joe, tell us about the UFC special that's on television. You're going to talk about that and introduce us. Tell us about that.
Well, we've changed the television show from MMA Connected to UFC Connected. It's starting on Monday. It starts off with a special at 7 p.m. George St. Pierre. We're going to feature him in the main event. We're likely going to be doing a bunch of replays with Mark Hominick's show, Sean Pearson. I mean, an unbelievable, I think a little.
No problem. We had it all the way, Joe.
Good stuff. I got a little nervous there. I want to make sure the Jays are doing good. Yeah, the eyes were drawn to the outfit there. Yeah, we're doing some really good stuff with our new deal with the UFC. It's a 4-year deal, so a lot of new stuff coming out with Rogers Sportsnet. And it's good to have guys like Mark Hominick and George St. Pierre around and Sean Pearson, so we're very excited.
Well, Randy Couture is going to fight maybe his last fight, and he's going to pursue the movies. You got any ideas about pursuing the movies?
I'm chasing a world title right now. That's first and foremost.
Well, I tell you what, we're all going to be rooting for you, and we wish you nothing but the best, and hopefully everything goes your way, and next time we see you, you'll be world champ.
No, I appreciate the support.
All right. Good luck to you. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, guys.
Two outs here in the 4th inning. It's a 2-1 ball game. Van Johnson in a hole, 0-2. Rips it to right field, right at Bautista, fighting the lights. A good inning for JoJo Reyes. A 1-2-3 third inning on just 9 pitches. Bautista will lead things off. Bottom of the 4th. We'll take a look back at last year when he started the season. 207 average, he had 12 hits, but the thing to remember was first part of April, he was the leadoff hitter.
He was the leadoff hitter at an unknown quantity. Nobody knew about Jose Bautista, and I always thought that following great seasons, and he had a great one last year, that's the more telling season because the pitchers are going to make adjustments, and you're going to have all winter to think about it. Well, he has made the adjustments this year. Much better average, more hits. They're walking him more, and he has more home runs. So Bautista off to a much better start than the great year he had last year.
And it's really interesting, too, because Dwayne Murphy talked to Bautista about this in the spring, and Jose was thinking, well, you know, I'm going to have to make some changes. And Murphy threw up his hands and went, no, make the pitchers change. You do the same thing you did last year. Look for fastballs, look for the ball in the inner half, and make them adjust to you.
Why would you change your swing after hitting 50 home runs? It's not about a change of your swing. I think it's just maybe a different mindset of how they're going to pitch you.
Just thinking that they might not give him as many fastballs, and already this season we have seen him take a few good pitches to hit. He didn't take that pitch he got in the first inning. He hammered it to left field for a double with 2 outs and came in to score on Lynn's base hit.
That double in the first inning was just the 4th extra base hit given up by Jeremy Hellickson this year to a right-handed batter.
Ball on a strike. That's a good changeup.
That's why righties are just hitting 206 against him coming into this game. He's got 3 weapons to get you: the fastball, the breaking ball, and the changeup. Great numbers last year against the Rays.
A ball and 2 strikes. Saw Bautista's numbers against the Rays last year. Another changeup. Boy, you've got a good changeup when you can throw them back to back. I mean, the definition of the pitch, change of pace, and he's not changing his pace from anything. He's throwing back-to-back changeups, and it's still effective.
I think he's thrown 3 of them out of the first 4 pitches to Bautista here.
Elevates that fastball, but Bautista wouldn't bite. Two-two pitch. Laid off of that changeup. They talk about the great young pitching staff. All 5 of these starters are under 30, and they're all homegrown. The only starting rotation in the majors that's all homegrown. Broken back, get down. Zobrist dives, it's past him. Bautista around first. This ball will go all the way to the wall. Around second. Now they pick it up. He's getting the stop sign at third. Brian Butterfield came down. Upton came over to get the ball back in quickly. That'll get everybody involved.
Yeah, get the crowd into it. Ben Zobrist, as an outfielder, knows that if you're going to dive in this ballpark and you play the corners, you better either knock it down or make the catch, and he does neither. Right off the end of the bat for Bautista, and it's sinking quickly. Zobrist comes quick, but he can't knock it down, can't keep it in front of him, and then they're off to the races. And you better have a good center fielder running hard on that play, or Bautista's going to have an inside-the-park home run. B.J. Upton sprints from center field and gets it back into the infield to keep Bautista at third.
Great opportunity for the Jays. Nobody out. Drilled to left center. Cole won't get this one. Bautista will jog home. Lynn's around first. He's headed for second. Same combination for the Blue Jays. Lynn drives in Bautista. 2-2 ball game.
This has been the combination the last couple of years. Bautista, Lynn, and Aaron Hill that have just hammered Rays pitching. Adam Lynn not wasting any time, that fastball away, and when you start seeing hits like this from Adam Lynn, you know he's ready to go on a hot streak.
Yeah, you would just as soon have him hit doubles to that alley all day long. Bautista comes in to score after he hit a triple. 2-2 ball game. Edwin Encarnacion struck out his first time up. Goes after that breaking ball. .283 average. He is yet to hit a home run. Sean Rodriguez keeping an eye on Lynn, just trying to shorten his secondary lead. It's easy for a second baseman when Encarnacion is the batter. He's a pull hitter, so that'll bring Rodriguez close to the bag.
Yeah, just puts him right in the position to take away the middle of the diamond. Encarnacion hasn't really given any indication that he's going to try and hit the ball to the right side to advance the runner.
Pulled on the ground. Lopez has it. Encarnacion is retired, 1 down.
It's seen during the lawn and garden sale, only at Home Hardware and Home Hardware Building Center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Jean-Pierre Ancibia popped up to right field in the second inning. First pitch changeup. Boy, that's such a good pitch. First pitch. How many hitters are going to go up there and say, I'm looking changeup on the first pitch?
I know I wouldn't. You know?
Everybody's thinking fastball early on.
Yeah, something firm early in the count that you just put something else in the mind of the hitter. Now, if he does throw changeup first pitch, now I'm switching. Then I'm thinking fastball next pitch.
That's what he got. Just missed it off the plate. Ball and a strike. Came right back with another changeup. Once again, that proves even more so than in and out, up and down. Back and forth is the way to really be effective as a pitcher.
We saw Greg Maddux do it for how many years, all the way to the Hall of Fame. Fergie Jenkins, another one. You don't have to just blast it in there, max effort every single time. Back and forth. Bruce Walton really believes in that as the pitching coach for the Blue Jays. Back and forth as opposed to up and down and in and out.
Aaron Seavey behind, a ball and 2 strikes, and now Shopik's going to go out there. It looked like Hellickson wasn't really sold on that pitch he was about to throw, so Shopik recognized it and said, let me go out here. Before he throws a pitch he has doubts in, I'm going to go talk it over. Caught looking. It's a fastball. Aaron Seavey thought it was low. Chris Guccione called it a strike. Big strikeout for Hellickson. Fans, it's time for Honda Super Camps. They're presented by Baseball Canada. Be part of the #1 baseball camp in Canada. It'll take place in Halifax, Nova Scotia, July 18th, 19th, and 20th at Beasley Park. Instructors will include former Blue Jays Homer Bush, Denny Boucher, Lance Mullenix, and Dwayne Ward. Log on to BlueJays.com/camps for more information. The Blue Jays are proud supporters of amateur baseball across Canada. Travis Snyder with a runner at second base and 2 down. Curveball missed down and away. Hellickson very advanced. Oftentimes it takes a younger pitcher couple of years to learn how to change speed so effectively.
He came up here and just burst on the scene last year for the Rays. He won his first 3 starts. First time in Ray history a pitcher has done that. Really has a feel for what he wants to do out there. Unlike David Price, who we'll see tomorrow, that boy, he just comes right after you. He has an idea, but his stuff is just top drawer.
2-0, 2 outs. There's a strike. Stay tuned. Coming up, a connected update with Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn from the brand new BlackBerry broadcast studio here at Rogers Center. Up and away, 3-1. Blue Jays have tied it. Adam Lind has driven in both runs tonight. And for the Rays, B.J. Upton has driven in both runs.
Snyder trying to keep his weight back, just resting that bat on his shoulder, an adjustment that he's trying to make to stay back against Hellickson.
Change up, and he walked him. Remember, we mentioned that Hellickson was under the weather. He had been ill. He had stomach problems, and Tampa Bay wasn't really sure how his stamina was going to be tonight. Obviously working here in the 4th inning. I'm sure they're keeping an eye on him. Juan Rivera struck out on a curveball to end the 2nd. Two ball game. 2 on, 2 outs. The rip of the fastball. Fouled it straight back. Juan Rivera came to the Blue Jays in a trade with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. That was the Vernon Wells deal. Mike Napoli also came with Rivera, but he was quickly sent to the Texas Rangers for Frank Francisco.
Rivera has had big years with the Angels. A couple of years ago, he drove in 88 runs for them. So he can drive in runs, looking for his first RBI of the season right here.
Pops it back into the seats. Bautista tripled. He scored on Adam Lind's double to left center. And then after 2 were out, Snyder walked. 0-2 pitch to Rivera. Breaking ball. This time he laid off.
Hellickson has never faced the Blue Jays, so a lot of them are getting their first look at the young right-hander from Tampa.
Didn't make his major league debut till August 2nd a year ago. Came up, and as Pat mentioned, he won his first 3 major league starts. Pitched in 4 games overall. Lays off that breaking ball again. You mentioned the great start Hellickson was off to. He became the first pitcher in modern era to pitch 6+ innings, allowing 3 hits or less in each of his first 3 major league games.
They just keep bringing up good pitchers out of their farm system.
That's how you announce your arrival with authority.
Nuke LaLoosh announced my presence with authority, and he did just that last year.
2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Change up. Rivera's laid off some good pitches. It's a full count. Runners will be off on the pitch. 2 outs.
He might throw another one right here. 3-2. Got ahead 0-2, and now he's really trying to throw a bunch of slop up there to try and get Rivera to swing at it.
Lynn at second, Snyder at first. There they go. Outside, the bases are loaded. Back-to-back walks here in the fourth. Kelly Shoppick out trying to help young Jeremy Hellickson get out of this bases loaded situation. Blue Jays have already scored a run here in the fourth inning. Now, if you're John McDonald and you just saw back-to-back walks, what are you looking for?
First pitch right down the middle. He swung at the first pitch his last time up. A lot of times hitters, when they go up there the first time swing at the pitch, they say, okay, I want to take one now. This might be the time to really turn on one. Hellickson's going to go out of the windup as opposed to the stretch where he walked those last 2 batters.
He threw a changeup. McDonald was looking for a fastball.
One out of the windup is really going to give Travis Snyder, the runner at second base, a good chance to get a good secondary lead. The outfielders, they all can throw. All very accurate.
There's a fastball. Pitched him backwards, and he's ahead 0-2, 2 outs. One thing the Rays have learned very quickly about Jeremy Hellickson, he doesn't get rattled. Doesn't show any emotion whatsoever.
Sticks to his strengths, too, it looks like. Not afraid to throw to the number 9 batter. First pitch changeup with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Lynn doubled. He's at third. Snyder walked with 2 outs, and Rivera walked as well. John McDonald trying to give the Blue Jays the lead here in the fourth. Outside. 2-2.
Big inning for Hellickson, pitching wise. He has doubled his total in this inning alone. Up to 60 now for the game.
Popped into center field. Up and over, he calls for it. Hellickson pitches out of a bases loaded situation. But the Blue Jays tie it on Adam Lynn's second RBI of the night. It's a 2-2 game after 4. Now it's time for a connected update with Jamie and Greg from the Blackberry Broadcast. Not unusual for these two teams to play close games. A year ago, the Rays won 10 of the 18 games, but there were a lot of similarities in these two teams and the way they played one another.
Blue Jays out-homered them, but the Rays outscored the Blue Jays. And I went back and looked at some of the scores, and I knew a lot of them were close. They played 9 one-run games last year of the 18 between them. 9. So you know it's going to be close when these two teams match up, and they're very similar types of teams.
More so this year than even last year, with the Blue Jays running much more along the lines of Tampa Bay. Kelly Shopik, the catcher, takes the first pitch strike. JoJo Reyes has done a good job holding the Rays to just 2 runs on 3 hits. Last time out against Boston Red Sox, he went 3 innings plus 2 batters. On the ground, through into left field. Snyder comes over, and Shopik will stop at first. Leadoff single.
Shortstop, number 9, Johnson.
JoJo Reyes will work to the number 9 batter with Shopik at first. He's one of the few guys that won't try a straight steal. The way Johnson can handle the bat, they'll play hit and run. They might even bunt here with the number 9 hitter, turn that lineup over, especially the way Fold's been swinging the bat.
Yeah, and just 208 for Johnson, and that's exactly what he does.
Not wasting any time as he puts the sacrifice down there.
Save during the lawn and garden sale, only at Home Hardware and Home Hardware Building Center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Sam Fold had a busy night already. 2 hits, 2 runs scored, 2 stolen bases. 27 years old. First year with Tampa Bay. It's the first pitch strike.
He's also looking around the infield. You see him right there, just checking where the corners are, just in case he thinks about dropping down a bunt. The right side of the infield is playing deep. If he bunts and gets a ball past the pitcher, he can walk to first base.
Rips it down the line all the way into the corner. Shopik's going to get the wave home. Sam Fold is headed for second. He's making the turn. John McDonald with the relay to third, wide of the mark, and Fold has a triple. Kelly Shopik scores the go-ahead run. Sam Fold has 3 hits. He now has 26 hits for the season.
And he had how many in his career coming into this game?
33.
33. He's almost there through the first part of this season. This ball ripped into the corner. And with that good speed, by the time Bautista can run it down and get it back in, Fold is going to be on third. It looked like they had a shot, but the throw was offline a little bit. He is thinking 3 right now. That ball behind him, he's got to pick up his coach. He doesn't. He says, I can make it. I know exactly where it is, and the throw's offline, and he's on third.
Another base hit. Johnny Damon inside the bag. Fold comes in to score. Damon's headed for second. Here's the throw from Bautista. It's off the line. Johnny Damon extends his hit streak to an 11-gamer as he drives home Sam Fold. Fold scores for the 3rd time tonight.
Well, I think the Rays are figuring out that JoJo Reyes is going to be very aggressive with his fastball, especially early in the count, and right now they're jumping all over that first pitch fastball. That time it was inside, and he pulls it down the right field line. First time through, a little bit deliberate. They saw that he likes to use his fastball. Now 3rd time through, they are just looking for it.
Chris Walton always takes a positive approach when he comes to the mound, reminding Reyes of what'll get him out of this situation. Sam Fold with his 2nd triple of the season. Johnny Damon with his 1st double. Carlos Villanueva will begin to throw in the bullpen. B.J. Upton is the batter. He's had a good night already. Sac fly and an RBI single. cut on and missed off-speed pitch.
There's that aggressiveness that Joe Madden wants to see from his third hitter now, Upton. Upton last year had 7 RBIs against the Blue Jays to go along with 11 base on balls versus Toronto.
Fouled back. Sometimes you get your mind just clouded with too many thoughts, trying to think about what a pitcher's going to do, and I think it's good for any hitter, whether it's B.J. Upton or Jose Bautista, just to clear your mind and pick up the baseball. React to what you see.
Keep it simple, right? Just see the ball and just hit the ball. You're talented enough. You can do it. You start thinking about so many different things, and all of a sudden the next thing you know, the ball's on top of you.
Jammed. Ben's got a chance. Just wasn't hit high enough. He was playing well off the bag at first, had a long run, but Upton will stay alive. He'll get some new lumber as that ball got in his kitchen. There's a happy fan. A little souvenir sitting in the front row.
Upton having trouble finding the next one that he wants to use.
People don't understand how those bats can all feel a little bit different. You pick up one bat and it's the same model, same weight, same length, but just doesn't feel right. That's why he was so particular.
Handle could be a little bit thicker. The weight just might not feel the same. You see he uses a cup bat where they take the weight out of the top of that barrel.
Tampa Bay has scored 2 in the top of the 5th. Just 1 out. Little looper into center field. Corey Patterson will make the catch. Join us tomorrow when Brendan Morrow will make his debut. 2011. You'll remember he faced the Rays back on August of 2010. He had 17 strikeouts and took a no-hitter into the 9th inning with 2 outs. He'll go up against David Price. It'll all begin at 12:30 with Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn on pregame show. High breaking ball. Felipe Lopez has struck out twice. Bounced to the mound. Reyes gets it. Fires low, but in time to get Felipe Lopez. But Tampa Bay on 3 hits scored 2 runs and have taken a 2-run lead. the 2011 season with At Bat for your BlackBerry, iPad, or iPhone. Listen to live radio broadcasts and receive batter-by-batter information for every game. At Bat 2011 allows you to customize the app to receive Blue Jays-specific news and alerts. Visit BlueJays.com for more details. Easiest way to keep track of the score if you're not at the ballpark, not by a television, just gear up with At Bat 2011. Jeremy Hellickson has a lead, 4-2 lead as he's set to take on the Blue Jays here in the fifth, top of the order. Escobar, Patterson, and Bautista. Curveball off the plate.
You know, we were talking in the opening about the starting staff of the Tampa Bay Rays and how well they keep the games close because they give you a lot of innings, throw a lot of strikes. They work deep into the game. Another thing that they do, they don't give up base runners per inning.
Just don't give you many opportunities. And another thing that does for a starting pitcher especially, keeps him in the windup. That's where they're most effective.
Certainly saw that when Hellickson went to the windup with the bases loaded. They came into this game, they had given up just 52 base on ball, or excuse me, 52 base on balls this year. Chicago had given up the fewest in the American League at 51. You add the hits, they are under hits per innings pitched also, so they are averaging about 10 base runners per 9 innings.
To the shortstop, Johnson has it in time to get Escobar. Then you get a starting pitcher working out of a windup. He can carry his momentum and delivery, and everything is good about the rhythm of the game. Plus, it's just the mindset. I think for a starter, when you work out of the stretch, you know their base runners on.
Sure.
Team's got a chance to score.
Then you start slide stepping, you start doing things a little bit different. And we've certainly seen that with the teams playing against the Blue Jays this year.
That was Jim Hickey, the Rays pitching coach. A good job by these young pitchers, bringing them along, giving them confidence to pound the strike zone. This team throws a lot of fastballs. Hickey says all my starters have 4 pitches. They all throw a curveball, they all throw a changeup, and however they want to make the fastball move, sink it, cut it, whatever.
And not afraid to throw it for a strike. Many times we've seen guys with great fastballs, but they can't control it. Or they pitch away from contact. Hellickson certainly pitches to contact, not afraid to do that. You're going to get hurt now and then, but I'll tell you, you're going to limit base runners.
Inside. 2-1 to Corey Patterson. What were some of the pitchers that you had to face that worked like Hellickson, that came at you, threw a lot of strikes, and always made you feel uncomfortable?
Jimmy Key comes to mind very quickly, the same type of stuff. That ball is lifted to left field by Patterson. Throws a lot of strikes, very confident in what he wants to do. He'll use his changeup. He would use his curveball. But Saberhagen was the same way, but his stuff was the next level.
Yeah, it's kind of like Zach Greinke.
Zach Greinke
when he's healthy and right. One thing too with Bautista stepping in 2 outs is just his demeanor. Looking at Hellickson, you'd think he was throwing an inter-squad game in spring training. 2 outs. Boy, he's done a good job of mixing it up. He and Kelly Shopik have changed their pattern. Bautista 2 for 2. Got the hardest part of the cycle out of the way. Triple and a double. And there's the homer. Bautista to left. See ya.
Home run number 5 for Jose Bautista, and I think he might have been sitting on that changeup. Last time up, it was first pitch changeup, then a fastball. This time fastball, now changeup, and he corks it to left field. Late kick for timing, and then see you later.
Like Dwayne Murphy said, make the pitchers adjust. 3 for 3. A single shy of the cycle. Adam Lynn's 2 for 2 with 2 ribbies. A single and a double. Bautista loves to see that Rays uniform.
Big numbers last year versus the Rays.
It's a 1-run game. Tampa Bay leads it 4-3. Fouled off the end of the bat.
Staying away from Adam Lynn right there. It looked like he wanted to yank that pitch. Double to the alley in left center field last time.
1-2. Strike 3 call. Fastball on the corner at the knees. Lynn didn't like the call, but Ellickson strikes him out to end the 5th. But Jose Bautista, home run number 5, a deep shot to left. He's a single short of the cycle. Blue Jays trail by 1. And we're going to go to the commissioner of the Fantasy League to talk about some of his comeback players.
I picked 3 players, Buck, that were hurt last year, and they've been good players in the past. Didn't have a very good 2010. They're healthy this year, and you can see what they're doing. Josh Beckett was sensational when we saw him in Boston. His curveball's back. Brian Roberts is healthy, scoring runs and driving in runs. And Alex Gordon has really started to put it all together.
Alex Gordon is playing left field now for Kansas City. He was drafted as a third baseman. Many people, and I wasn't one of them, and I'm sure you weren't either, were saying he's the next George Brett. We weren't prepared to go there. But Jojo Reyes hits Sean Rodriguez in the foot. But Commish, I got to ask you about all this. You give us all this great fantasy information and everything, and you're pretty good at it. How's your team doing?
Just outside the money right now.
Oh, just outside the money.
Just outside the money. As Rodriguez takes it right off the leg. My guys haven't kicked it into gear yet.
It's early.
It's early.
Yeah.
It's early. I'm going to be there.
So what place are you in?
5th. 5th. Talk to me in September.
Oh, I'm going to talk to you before September.
Well, that's when you kick it into gear right there.
Sean Rodriguez is aboard, leading off the 6th. Jojo Reyes is in a 1-run game. And Zobrist is 0 for 2 so far. Zobrist is a switch hitter batting right-handed against Reyes. And Rodriguez looks like he wants to run, doesn't he?
Trying to time Jojo Reyes. That time it looked like he was just trying to get a secondary lead, but then noticed he was throwing over.
Tampa Bay has 3 stolen bases tonight. Change up. Zobrist goes around. Tampa Bay will play hit and run. They'll start runners. They'll bunt. They'll do anything to score a run. There he goes. Cut on into center field. Corey Patterson on the run makes the catch. Rodriguez has to hurry back, and the throw is offline. Playing hit and run, and Zobrist hit it hard, but right at the center fielder.
You want to get it on the ground, then the least thing that you have is you've got a runner in scoring position. But Zobrist hits the ball hard to center field. Escobar, the shortstop, did a good job of decoying the runner, Rodriguez, thinking that there was going to be a play at second base. Gave Corey Patterson a chance to get him, but the throw was offline.
Dan Johnson is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Best way to diffuse a running game is throw strike one. You don't get a base runner that many opportunities.
Manager maybe goes on the defensive a little bit when he sees his hitter facing 0-1 count.
Cut on and missed late on a fastball. It's a 4-3 ball game as the Rays bat in the 6th. Pitch. Check on Rodriguez again. Jojo Reyes went 7 innings. His second start of the season. That was at the Angels. That was in a losing effort. 7 innings, 6 hits. Walked just 1 batter and struck out 6. There goes Rodriguez. Ball is hit to right field. Bautista's got a long run. He runs it down. Rodriguez hurries back to first.
Blue Jays must have a note that when hitters are behind in the count, 0-2, 1-2, that Ray batters or runners like to steal. It's about the 3rd time this game that with a runner at first base, Jojo Reyes has thrown over like 3 times. And sure enough, Sean Rodriguez took off from first.
John Farrell is a big proponent of trends and tendencies. And he'll stick with something if he knows a team has a pattern. They got Rodriguez picked off. Lynn unloads it to McDonald, and now Reyes puts the tag on Sean Rodriguez, and there's the value of that scouting report. They had 2 outs. They were going to gamble. And Rodriguez went on first move, and they get Sean Rodriguez in a rundown. There's the move, and you can see he might have just been faking, but it cost him as they get him in a rundown, and Reyes puts the tag on him to end the 6th. So Sean Rodriguez gets aboard. He's hit by a pitch, but he makes the final out of the 6th. It's a 1-run ball game. Blue Jays trail 4-3. This 3-game series, 4-3. JoJo Reyes has done a pretty good job holding Tampa Bay to 4 runs on 6 hits. Needs his offense to figure out Jeremy Hellickson. Hellickson has given up 3 runs on 5 hits. And he also has 6 strikeouts through 5 innings.
Biggest difference tonight for JoJo Reyes, he's only walked 1 batter. He has worked ahead in the counts. He has pounded the strike zone. He's kept his team right there. Now, you're right, the Blue Jay batters have to figure out Hellickson.
Third baseman Edwin Encarnacion takes the first pitch strike. Encarnacion had a good series against New York, going 4 for 8 in the 2 games. He was the DH against the Yankees.
Even when they would throw him away, and it looks like Tampa Bay is really trying to keep the ball away from him. Even when the Yankees would try and throw him fastballs away, he would jump on it and pull it.
Drilled down the left field line. That'll go all the way to the wall. Cole plays it off the wall, fires it towards second. Encarnacion has a leadoff double.
And that's how you pull it. Get the head out and just rip it into the corner. Encarnacion not wasting any time. They tried to go away, but it leaks out over the middle of the plate. And Hellickson knew it. As soon as he threw it, he knew that he had made a mistake. Encarnacion is thinking 2 all the way. He knows that Sam Folds got a good arm in left field. So he comes out of that box smoking, and he's at second base. 6 doubles now this year for Encarnacion.
J.P. Arancibia, they appealed to first base umpire Mike Winters that Encarnacion had missed first. Encarnacion waved him safe, so he made contact on his way to second. So the Blue Jays have the tying run in scoring position. Change up off the plate. Now the pattern has been change up fastball. See if Arancibia gets a fastball here.
If he is, get it up in the air. Hellickson is a fly ball pitcher. He's given up more fly ball outs than ground outs.
Fastball, but it's outside. Not much for Brian Butterfield to do as far as putting on a play in this situation. Just got to keep the line moving if you're the Blue Jays. Encarnacion got it started with a double. Jason Frazier is standing by down in the Blue Jays pen. Curveball lifted to left field. Encarnacion can only go halfway as Ford makes the catch. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell with this update. Very interesting. We have half the brother combination, the brothers Upton, here tonight, and there are actually 4 guys in the game tonight that have brothers playing in the major leagues. B.J. Upton and his brother Justin. Benji Molina, of course, the brother of Jose Molina. Jason Nix, who has left the game, his brother Lance plays for the Washington Nationals. And Corey Patterson's brother Eric plays for the San Diego Padres.
4 of 7.
7 pairs of brothers playing in the major leagues this year. And it's interesting, we got 4 brothers here tonight. Justin Upton, the younger brother of B.J. Upton, the Rays center fielder. Travis Snyder out in front of that first pitch from Hellickson. 1 out.
You saw the pitching coach Hickey go out to the mound, and I think what he was talking about is you've got a left-handed hitter, Travis Snyder, at the plate. They had a couple of right-handed batters in the 8 and 9 hole for the Blue Jays. One-run game, you got first base open. Talking about how they're going to pitch to Snyder, and if we don't want you to make a mistake. If you walk him, no big deal. Set up the double play.
Pickoff attempt. Encarnacion gets back. It's a timing play generally initiated by the catcher. You see the pitcher is looking in at the catcher and watch him spin around. So they put a set play on, but Encarnacion was heads up. No balls and a strike, 1 out. Just off the plate inside. Ball and a strike. Changeup, boy. Inside fastball, outside running changeup just on the corner.
To the left-handers. Runners in scoring position. Coming into this game, Hellickson had given up a batting average of 211. You can see why, how he moves the ball around.
Popped up. Looked like another changeup. Johnson calls off Lopez. 2 down.
Seen during the lawn and garden sale, only at Home Hardware and Home Hardware Building Center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
So Encarnacion still at second. He had a leadoff double off of Jeremy Hellickson. Now it'll take a 2-out hit to move him up. Juan Rivera, the DH tonight. Jim Hickey made that trip to the mound before the Snyder at bat just to give Hellickson a little bit of a breather and give him a good game plan for trying to get out of the rest of this inning.
Throw off-speed stuff to Travis Snyder. See if he'll swing at it.
Two and 0. Juan Cruz, the right-hander, starting to loosen up behind Hellickson. This is what you would call a well-rested bullpen. They haven't had to pitch an awful lot lately.
Starters went a long way in that homestand that they just finished up down in Tampa.
Went 6-2 on the 8-game homestand. There's a strike, 2 balls and a strike. Tampa Bay got up to their worst franchise start. 0-6, worst start in their franchise history. They eventually would fall to 1-8. Everybody was ready to throw dirt on them. Then they turned it around. Got to 500.
Started hitting the ball better. Started really pitching the ball better.
2 balls and a strike, 2 outs. Popped up on the infield. Johnson, the shortstop, calls for it. Hellickson gets out of it. The Blue Jays got a leadoff double. Couldn't do anything with it. Encarnacion never moved up. Hellickson finished the 6th with a 1-run lead. hot hitters.
Best record in all of baseball, and they've scored the third most runs in the National League.
Florida's gotten some pretty good pitching of late. Sanchez looking for his first win. Kelly Shopek cuts it to first pitch and misses. Shopek is 1 for 2. Singleton scored his last time up. 7th inning. JoJo Reyes into the 7th for the second time this season. Bounced, 1 hop to the shortstop. Plenty of time. Shopek's retired. Join Bob McCown weekdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. It's Primetime Sports. You can watch on Sportsnet 1, listen on Sportsnet Radio Fan 590. Always entertaining, lots of sports to talk about. Primetime Sports with Bob McCown. Shortstop Elliott Johnson getting a start tonight. Reed Brignac has done most of the work at shortstop. Ball on the strike. Tampa Bay didn't get settled into their hotel rooms till about 5 a.m. Had a night game last night in St. Petersburg. They had one of their theme trips last night, but they arrived so late nobody noticed. They had the Tampa Bay Lightning jerseys and hats on. Joe Madden has incorporated theme trips going back to 2008. Coming to Toronto, oftentimes they wear hockey sweaters.
13 times they have done theme trips since Joe Madden has taken over.
Foul off the end of the bat. Did you ever play with any manager that had theme trips?
No.
No, I didn't either.
The only thing that we had to do was make sure you had your coat and hat, you know, and put your tie on, look nice. Nowadays, guys are really laid back. Good pitch there.
Kelly Shopek made the out. Now Elliott Johnson strikes out, so there's 2 quick outs here in the 7th.
Second time that he has gotten Elliott Johnson swinging. It looked like the same type of pitch. Change up, down and away. Notice the spot. Right on the outside corner, right at the knees. JoJo Reyes, I think, has looked pretty sharp tonight.
Reyes gave up 1 in the first, 1 in the third, and 2 in the 5th. Foul. Superman, according to Greg Zahn, talking in the update period. Boy, he's swinging the bat hot. 3 for 3, triple 2 singles. Scored 3 runs, and just for good measure, stole a couple of bases. He now leads the American League with 9 steals.
He's on your roster all of spring training. They had thoughts of playing Johnny Damon in left field, Manny Ramirez. He was there the whole time, and he's gotten off to a great start.
They get him out this time. A 1-2-3, 7th inning. Blue Jays trail 2011 debut here tomorrow against Tampa Bay, a team he nearly no-hit last year. Last August, he had a 17 strikeout game and took a no-hitter into the ninth with 2 outs. We'll be right back here at Rogers Center tomorrow. The pregame show will start at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Time. The Jays on Sportsnet. Rays and Blue Jays, game number 2.
He had 2 strikes on Longoria also. Made a pretty good pitch. Got the ground ball, but it just didn't work out for him.
Hellickson hangs a breaking ball. That ball hit McDonald. He turned into it. It looked like it hit him very squarely, but he's awarded first base, and that's all that matters.
And that's a good start. Number 9 batter. It's a curveball. He doesn't move that much, and it just hit a thread on his left sleeve. Chris Guccione, home plate umpire, awards him first base. That's a good start here in the 7th.
Tying runs aboard. Back to the top of the order. Escobar struck out and grounded out twice. On the ground, this could be 2. Johnson is second for 1. Rodriguez back to first, double play. Boy, Johnson came after that ball. It wasn't that sharply hit, but he quickly gave the feed to Rodriguez, and he is really good around the bag at second.
One of the best, I think, in the American League. How he stands in there. He's so strong, he's quick, and he can get out of the way. Johnson gives him the feed, and you can see that time he was in the air. John McDonald did everything he could to try and break it up. But Rodriguez, the difference between that one and the one with Jason Nix, he was able to get up in the air and absorb that slide from McDonald. That is the first ground ball double play that Jeremy Hellickson has thrown this year.
Tampa Bay has only converted 8 ground ball double plays. Part of that is they don't walk those extra guys, and they don't give up a lot of hits, so there aren't that many opportunities. Just to contrast what the Blue Jays have done, they've turned 22 ground ball double plays. Jose Bautista, a single shy of hitting for the cycle. And he'll have to wait another inning. Sam Fuld camps under it. Patterson's retired. The Blue Jays go quickly. 7 innings on just 5 pitches. The Rays starters are back to their tricks. Game in a Flash, brought to you by Toyota, the #1 selling passenger car brand in Canada. New pitcher in the game for the Blue Jays is Jason Frazier. He'll come on to work the 8th inning here. Jojo Reyes does a good job. 7 strong innings, 6 hits, big number for me. 1 walk, 6 strikeouts through 100 pitches. pretty good job by JoJo Reyes.
Yeah, second time this year that he's able to go 7 innings for the Blue Jays and help John Farrell lengthen the game for him. You're right, just one base on balls. That was to lead off the second inning. Sean Rodriguez, he was caught in that he did not come around to score as he left him out there after striking out the last 2 batters he faced. It will be up to Jason Frazier now to keep it right there. There are Frazier's numbers, just 2 walks, 10 strikeouts in 9 games so far for Frazier.
Johnny Damon had a base hit his last time up, had a double that drove in a run. He now has moved up to a tie for 78th place with Julio Franco in career base hits. Off the glove of Encarnacion. That'll go down the line. Damon will go around first and head for second. It's another double for Johnny Damon. Damon has now taken over sole possession of the 78th spot in the all-time hits leaderboard.
Next up, Luis Gonzalez, just 4 hits away. Been doing this a long time, just spraying the ball from foul line to foul line. It looked like Encarnacion was there and had a chance to make a heck of a play, but it's off his glove down the left field line. And the Rays, in a 1-run game, another 1-run game, get the leadoff runner on.
The Rays are 4-0 this year in 1-run games, and they have the lead in the 8th.
That is the best in the major leagues, that record, 4-0.
B.J. Upton has a couple of ribbies tonight, sac fly and an RBI single. Bunts at it, fouled it back to the screen. They caught Encarnacion back at third and was trying to drop it down the third baseline.
That's what the Rays can do. They've got so many options, the way that they have put together their lineup.
I think that was just a 1-pitch shot.
Just to see if Encarnacion will move in a little bit.
Well, I just think they want him to drive in the run. Take a shot. He was back on the first pitch, and now he's moved even with the bag at third. Jason Frazier has the upper hand in this matchup. Upton just 2 for 14 against Frazier, but he struck out 10 times.
Frazier throws hard, and he's got a couple of strikeout pitches. There's the good hard fastball, 92. Now he can do a couple of different things. He's got a good changeup, and he's got a good breaking ball. Pitching off his fastball. B.J. Upton has a little bit of a hitch in his swing, and that's why he strikes out a lot. His front foot really waggles late. Joe Madden, Derek Shelton have been trying to get him to get that front foot down a little bit earlier so he sees the ball a little bit longer.
Another 0-2 pitch. But first we'll have time as Frazier was keeping an eye on Johnny Damon. A 4-3 ball game. Tampa Bay has the lead. Off the plate inside. Left-hander Mark Zipchinski loosens up. Frazier is the first reliever out of the bullpen tonight. JoJo Reyes went 7. Just off the plate inside. 2-2. Damon with the leadoff double, his second double of the night. having some trouble getting together. Now Frazier wants to talk about it.
You'll see that a lot when you've got a young catcher and a pitcher out there that haven't worked a lot together. Big situation. There's a runner at second base. They want to be absolutely sure what they want to do here in this one-run game.
The last thing you want from a pitcher is throwing a pitch with doubt in his mind. Well, I'll throw it, but I'm not really convinced it's the right pitch. Nothing good can come of that.
John Farrell was talking before the ball game about Aaron Sevilla behind the plate.
Ball is popped up a mile high, but it'll be behind the screen.
He was saying that Aaron Sevilla has done a good job this year of learning how to gauge the swing of the batter at the plate in counts, recognizing what that hitter's trying to do. That if you feel like he is sitting on one certain pitch or one certain area, he's going to go somewhere else. And that's why it's so important that pitchers and catchers work together.
Watch what a hitter is doing on a particular pitch. With 2 strikes, obviously Upton's trying to protect the zone. Popped up. Patterson broke back, and now McDonald calls for it in shallow center field. Patterson took a step back.
Save during the lawn and garden sale. Only at Home Hardware and Home Hardware Building Center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
So Frazier gets the first out in the 8th inning. TBA and Sevilla talking to Frazier about Felipe Lopez. Lopez, the switch hitter, will bat for the first time from the left side. Lopez is 0 for 3 in the game, struck out twice against JoJo Reyes.
Yeah, he was murder on left-handers so far this year, so they turn him around. Right-handed, just 222 this year. Comes into this game swinging a hot bat. He's hit in 8 of his last 11 games. That's why Joe Madden has him in the cleanup spot.
First pitch strike. There's Damon back at second. Johnny Damon with the leadoff double. Hit it off the glove of Edwin Encarnacion at third. Lopez is late. 0-2. Felipe Lopez has only faced Jason Frazier once. He grounded out. Big point of the ball game. The Blue Jays scheduled hitters in the bottom of the 8th: Bautista, Linden, Encarnacion. They have all 6 of the hits tonight. It's a big run at second base for Tampa Bay. Frazier gloves it and chases Damon back to second. 2 outs. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Against a very good Rockies team. Colorado with a bunch of good hitters in their lineup. Off to a hot start, being no hit by Anibal Sanchez.
Carlos Gonzalez and Troy Tulowitzki. Whew.
Dexter Fowler's done a good job for Colorado. Sean Rodriguez takes a high fastball.
This at bat could go a long way for Sean Rodriguez and his manager. Hitting against a right-hander reliever who can throw hard. Comes into this game hitting .050 versus righties, which is lowest in the American League. A little bit more playing time, producing these situations.
Managers are funny like that. They see you doing well, chances are they'll play you a little more.
He hit the minor leagues against right-handers all the time and did well.
Joe Madden knows Sean Rodriguez. They were both in the Angels system. 2 outs. Damon at second. Went after that high fastball. Sean Rodriguez came to the Rays in a deal that sent Scott Kazmir to the Angels. Right on the corner.
I remember when that deal was made, everybody was saying, oh, salary dump by Tampa Bay. They did do that, but they knew what they were doing when they were getting players from the Angels organization. Rodriguez won on. He's young. Got a lot of talent.
2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Frazier trying to keep it a 1-run game. Got it. Aaron Sabia puts the tag, and Sean Rodriguez is out. Good job by Frazier. Bautista will lead off the bottom of the 8th. Needs a single for the cycle. The Blue Jays hitter has not had a cycle since 2001. Jeff Fry, the last to do it. Bautista will start the 8th. He has a double, a triple, and a home run. The last Blue Jays player to hit for the cycle was Jeff Fry, August 17th, right here at Rogers Center against the Texas Rangers. Right-hander Joel Peralta will come out of the bullpen. He is tied for the team lead with 9 saves. This will be his 10th.
Signed as a free agent back in December when the Rays had to try and put their bullpen back together. He was with the Washington Nationals last year, got into 39 games, and he will pitch at the back end of the bullpen for Joe Madden.
Jose Bautista would forego the cycle for a home run. That would tie the game. Average up to 339. 2-0.
They want to see him swing the bat. No walking. This pitch will tell you a lot about what the reliever wants to do here. 2-0. Does he challenge him with a fastball? He's got a good one.
Breaking ball. 3-0. Got to give him the green light. He's shown great patience and the ability to swing and strikes. Now he can expand a little bit. 3 balls, no strikes.
It was a reaction. We were only out there for a minute.
A 4-pitch walk. Wanted nothing to do with him.
But then the danger is the guy behind him. You bring the go-ahead run to the plate. You pitch around him. So a leadoff walk by Peralta in the 8th inning.
Kelly Shopik has done a pretty good job of throwing out base stealers. He's got 4 of 9 so far, 44%. Shopik looking in for the base running defense. And takes a strike. Adam Lind has a couple of hits, single and a double. He's driven in 2. We mentioned 3, 4, and 5 in the order have gotten all 6 of the Blue Jays hits. Bautista has 3, Lind has 2, and Encarnacion, who's on deck, has a double. Drill to right field. This ball is a foul ball. Got out in front of it.
Just 83 miles an hour from Peralta. And Lynn was just out in front, like you said. That's the danger you have when you walk that leadoff batter. Face a guy who's got home run power and who has worn out the Rays in the past.
Encarnacion on deck.
Adam Lind has only had 1 at bat in his career against Joel Peralta.
Good rip. He got a piece of it. Another off-speed pitch. You mentioned the Rays and how they've had to rebuild their entire bullpen. They lost their closer. They lost their left-handed specialist, Randy Choate. Soriano went to the Yankees. Dan Wheeler's in Boston. Balfour's in Oakland. Lance Cormier's with the Dodgers. They lost their whole bullpen. Had to rebuild it from scratch.
That was the major thing that they had to do in spring training, to figure out who were their guys going to be.
Peralta with the 0-2 pitch. Missed with that off-speed pitch. Tampa Bay went to the playoffs last year. They lost Soriano, Benoit, Balfour, Wheeler, Cormier, and Choate. And you see Cruz, Farnsworth totally rebuilt. Farnsworth is 4 for 4 in saves. First time in his career he's done that to start the season.
You know, it's the same thing this year as it was last year. They didn't know what they were going to get from Benoit. They weren't sure what they were going to get from Soriano. And now they went out and signed Peralta. He's 35 years old. He's the oldest pitcher on this staff. They don't know what they're going to get from him, but they think they're going to be okay.
It doesn't hurt when your starters go 7 every night.
That's it.
You don't have to overexpose your bullpen. We'll do it again. 2-1 to Lynn. Staying alive. Hellickson goes 7 innings again here tonight. And it's been quite a stretch of well-pitched games. That's 9 of their last 10 starts. They have pitched 7 innings or more. The starters going deep into a game. That has allowed Tampa Bay to climb out of a 1-8 start.
That ERA over that time of just over 2. You get that kind of starting pitching, you don't have to score a lot of runs to win ball game.
In the dirt and blocked by Shopik. Adam Lynn's getting a good look at Peralta. He's fouled off some tough pitches. You haven't faced a guy but one other at bat that's got to help you at the plate.
Well, when you're seeing his breaking ball, a lot of times that's the pitch that the reliever is going to go to try and get you out. And it looks like he's having a good look at that breaking ball.
Well, he fouled it right out of the catcher's glove there. Had that breaking ball in his mind, but he stays alive.
Yeah, you see him shaking his head a little bit, saying that fastball was out of the strike zone. But I wouldn't worry about that. Swing mode, that's what you want to be in.
Too close to take. Coming into this game, Lynn just 4 for 34, but 2 hits tonight. Having a good at bat. Pitches this at bat. That's a lot of information, and Peralta's got to be wondering where he can go to end this at bat. Lynn hasn't homered since opening day. Step on the bag, throw to second, hits Bautista. He thought about going to third, but Elliott Johnson was right there with him. Lynn hit it hard, but Johnson made a good play at first.
Yeah, that was a tough ball to try and turn 2 on, especially for a right-handed throwing first baseman. He catches the ball right in the baseline, tags the bag right there, and now Bautista is right where he wants to throw it. If he's thinking coming up right away and going to second base, now he's got an angle. He's got a lane that he can throw in to try and turn 2. Went to first for the force out and then did not have a space to throw the ball to second.
Takes him right into the base pad. Edwin Encarnacion with a chance to tie it. Breaking ball for a strike.
There is the second baseman, Sean Rodriguez, right up the middle. With the hard-hitted Encarnacion, the batter. He's trying to keep Bautista close to second and cover up that middle of the diamond.
The Rays outfielders throw well. Gold is a very accurate thrower from left. Upton's got a strong arm, as does Zobrist. A ball and a strike. Blue Jays have had 6 come from behind wins this season. And the outfielders from left to right, they throw well. Bautista is being held close at second by Rodriguez. He'll have to work hard for a secondary lead.
Not sure about Sam Full, but Upton and Zobrist are former infielders. They get to the ball quickly, they charge it, and they get rid of it quickly.
Pickoff to second. The ball was in the dirt. Looked like that ball beat him.
It certainly did. timing play with the second baseman and the pitcher. It's called the open hand. Watch him give the open hand. The ball beats him. He just dropped it. He catches that ball, and Bautista is out.
Big swing and a miss. A ball in, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the 8th inning. Blue Jays have the tying run at second. Bautista's been on base all 4 times. Peralta takes too much time, and Encarnacion steps back. Outside, 2-2.
To me, it looks like Peralta throws his fastball just to put that in the mind of the hitter. He wants to get you to swing at that off-speed pitch. Looks like a changeup that he's throwing. He'll use it to the right-handers. Right-handers hitting just 166 against him.
Drilled to right field. Zobrist took a shallow path. This is over his head and off the wall. Bautista around third. He'll score. Encarnacion has the double. And it's a tie game at 4-all. Zobrist took a step in, and it proved to be fatal. That ball was off the warning track up against the wall in right center. Encarnacion delivers.
He has to reach for a breaking ball, and it looks like he hits it off the end of the bat, but he's so strong, this ball is crushed to right field. You can see where Zobrist would think that this is a blooper, just the way he hit it. He came in, and then he was sunk right there. Short hops the wall in right field, stays in the ballpark, and Encarnacion has his second double, and we are all tied.
J.P. Arancibia. Boy, how about the middle of this batting order tonight? 3, 4, and 5 have collected all 7 hits.
4 doubles, a triple, a home run, and a single.
Juan Cruz, the right-hander. Cesar Ramos, the left-hander. Good eye, 2-0. Bautista's had a big night. He's scored 4 runs. Encarnacion has driven in one with his double here in the 8th. Two and 1. He mentioned the Blue Jays in this early season already with 6 come-from-behind wins, including Tuesday night against the Yankees.
They certainly know how to play in tight games. They've played a lot of games that have been close this year. A lot of 1- and 2-run games.
Arancibia lifts it to center. Upton's got plenty of room. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell.
Left fielder, number 45.
Great effort by Sanchez. Dexter Fowler has taken over out there, and he's made quite a contribution. And they got some good players.
Nice call.
Now he's been swinging a pretty hot bat. Travis Snyder is going to be given the free pass here. That'll put the onus on Juan Rivera. talk about rattling the cage, and Rivera's having a tough start to his season. His average has slipped under 100.
Chance to put all that away. This at bat right here. 2 outs. You see Dave Martinez, Joe Madden going over their options. Rivera, too, has only faced Peralta 1 time in his career. 0 for 1.
So Madden elects to put Snyder on with the base open. Dave Martinez, the bench coach for Madden, they have corresponding lineups and scouting reports, and Martinez actually goes through this report as if he were a manager as well. And they always talk about their options. If they bring this guy, then we can counter with that guy, but they're always in conversation looking at that lineup card.
And they're not just talking about this at bat, they're talking about the next at bat, the guy that's on the bench, the guy that might be 2 or 3 at bats next inning.
Juan Rivera, 2 on, 2 outs. Go ahead run at second. Fastball outside. Juan Rivera could not deliver his first RBI in a better situation. Two outs, bottom of the 8th inning. A 4-4 game.
Communication right here. Encarnacion, the runner at second base. John McDonald, the on deck hitter. He's got to get a good jump. Rodriguez is in the same spot that we saw when Encarnacion was hitting, right behind second base. So he could flash in there and try and get another pickoff.
Foul back to the screen.
But Encarnacion's got to get a good secondary lead. And he sharply hit ball to the outfield. He has got to be able to score. Secondary lead, that's when the pitcher is throwing the ball towards home and you're bouncing off the bat.
Especially when you see that ball in the hitting zone and you sense it's going to be put into play, that's when you can take that extra hop. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Two and 2.
It's like he's staying with his heater right now. I think he would do him a favor if he threw him a breaking ball.
Once again, you mentioned it in reference to J. Pierre and Sebia. Shopik reading the bat of Rivera. And staying with that fastball. The Blue Jays have tied it with a run here in the 8th. Rivera with a chance to give them the lead. He stays alive. This is an unusual start to the season for Juan Rivera. He's a career .280 hitter. Right at the end of spring training, really started to get it going. Looked like he was going to carry a hot bat into the regular season.
He was hitting line drives all over Florida the last week or so of spring training. With 25 home runs a couple of years ago. All they need now is just a little soft single.
Encarnacion at second scored the winning run on Tuesday night. Just off the plate, Peralta thought he got him. He saved that slider for the 2-2 pitch and just missed. Well, this will put the runners in motion. 2 outs, full count. Boy, they are not afraid to put that play on any time.
That's the thing. Spring training, you can practice it. A lot of teams then go away from it when the season starts. Tampa is not afraid to use the pickoff play. Not necessarily put in to pick you off, just to get you a little bit closer to the bag.
Foul back. Rivera stays alive.
It's challenging him.
Threw mostly fastballs. He missed with a 2-2 slider, but has given Rivera a steady diet of the heaters. Encarnacion's double tied it up here in the 8th. He is still at second. Snyder's at first. They will be off on the pitch. There they go. Bouncing ball to third. Felipe Lopez has it. Rivera's retired. Peralta gets out of it. He strands a pair here in the 8th, but the Blue Jays tied up. Edwin Encarnacion, after the leadoff walk to Bautista, delivers to right center. Bautista makes sure the ball is down. It's over Zobrist's head, up against the wall. The Blue Jays tie it. A 4-4 ball game. We will go to the 9th. John Roush on for the Blue Jays. By Rogers. Hello, Speed Boost. Goodbye, waiting. Another first, only from Rogers.
Last inning, Jose Bautista led off with a walk, and then this play right here. Adam Lynn hits a ball to the first baseman. He elects to get the out first and then try and get the lead runner. And it really came back to bite him. Bautista would score on a double by Encarnacion.
And Zobrist's first pitch swinging, lifts a high pop-up to right field. John Roush gets the first batter he faces here in the top of the 9th.
Can't save a game in extra innings at home, so Roush is out for 1 inning. There are his numbers. This will be his 9th game of the season.
Popped up, but that'll get back behind the screen. 4-4 ball game. The lines are exactly the same. 4 runs on 7 hits, no errors for Tampa. 4 runs on 7 hits and no errors for the Blue Jays. Ball on the strike to Dan Johnson, the first baseman. Excuse me, foul check swing. John Roush is a strike thrower. He'll try to overpower you. Always moving the fastball, both sides of the plate. Push Johnson back. It's 2-2.
Blue Jays bullpen is finally healthy, if you will. They've got Francisco to save games. Roush, Dotel, Villanueva. A lot of options down there for John Farrell.
Villanueva's done a great job. Dotel has thrown the ball well. Villanueva, what a pleasant surprise he has been. Effective against lefties and righties, and he can give you multiple innings. Full count, 1 out. Chased it. Big strikeout for Oswald with the changeup. 2 down here in the ninth. 2 more games in this series. It will be an Easter weekend special. Tampa Bay will be here for 2 more day games. 1:07 p.m. both starts. For tickets, call 416-341-1234. You can log on to BlueJays.com or stop by most Rogers Plus locations. Great pitching matchups the rest of the weekend when you think about it. You got David Price and Brandon Morrow going tomorrow, and then James Shields and Ricky Romero. John Jaso steps in to pinch hit with 2 outs. Jaso has some power. He does the majority of the catching. Jaso started in last night's game, and the Rays were threatening to get back into the game against Chicago early in the game, and Jaso hit into a 1-2-3 double play to end the threat. Hit it right back to the pitcher.
Got a little power. He's hit a home run this year. 1 home run, 5 RBIs. His big thing is seeing a lot of pitches and getting on base. Joe Madden, even though he has been a catcher, they've used him in the leadoff spot a lot.
Roush comes back with a strike, 3-1. Full count. Bouncing ball, big hop from McDonald. Underhand toss. Jaso's retired. Roush has a 1-2-3 ninth inning. The Blue Jays will go to the bottom of the ninth. McDonald, Escobar, Corey Patterson trying to win it. In the playoffs, it's Hockey Central tonight, playoff edition. The Sabres and the Flyers are even at 2 games apiece. Get all the playoff stories from Game 5 on Hockey Central tonight, playoff edition. Tonight at 11 Eastern Time on Sportsnet East and Ontario. Good time for hockey fans, and you can see all the hockey updates on Hockey Central. John McDonald, as the Blue Jays will try to win it here in the bottom of the ninth. It'll be McDonald, Escobar, and Patterson, and they'll face the new pitcher, Juan Cruz.
Juan Cruz is 32 years old, 7 years in the big leagues. He was signed as a minor league free agent. Last year was just a disaster. He made the Kansas City Royals out of spring training, made 5 appearances, and then was released. He underwent season-ending shoulder surgery. First part of May, was out the whole year. Pitched in the Dominican Winter League. Ray saw him, signed him, and he's pitched great ball for him. He had a really good spring training for him. Veteran, he's been around, he knows how to pitch. When he was healthy, he had a live arm, live fastball.
So it'll be 9-1-2 for the Blue Jays. Breaking ball catches the inside corner. Donald felt like it might have broke around the plate.
Talked to Joe Madden in spring training, and I was asking him about his bullpen as he was putting it all together, and he said, watch out for Juan Cruz. He is really throwing the ball well. Not very big, but he's got a very loose arm.
McDonald lifts it high down the left field line, pulled over near the seats, and makes the catch in foul ground. Well, it looked like that ball was going to be back into the seats, but Poole went right to the wall and stayed with it. One out here in the ninth.
The shortstop, number 5.
He's hit 3 fly balls tonight. This one, he just got underneath it a little bit. When it left the bat, I thought for sure it was going to land in the seats.
See, McDonald's reaction when he looked at it felt like it was probably going to be bad news for him. Escobar 0 for 4 tonight. And on the outside corner. Breaking ball outside, a ball on the strike. Escobar hit a walk-off home run against Grant Balfour in the 10th inning against Oakland. An opposite field home run. Pops this one up.
He certainly has enough power, Escobar. We saw him the other night against Mariano Rivera drilling off the center field wall.
Got power to all fields. And when he hit off Balfour, went to right. 1-2. Right field. Zobrist will backpedal a couple of steps and make the catch. 2 outs. So Escobar is retired, and Corey Patterson will come to the plate. Six of the regulars in this lineup for the Blue Jays have been held hitless.
The middle has done everything, all the damage tonight.
Cruz is throwing that breaking ball just about anywhere he wants to in that strike zone. I'd love to get Jose Bautista to the plate in this inning. Off the end of the bat and twist out of play.
Get Patterson on, and he's got great speed. Possibly can get himself into scoring position and for Bautista or Lynn to win it. Going to have to battle now, getting down 0-2.
Jeremy Hellickson went 7. Peralta gave up a run in the 8th. That tied it, and now Cruz here in the 9th. Strike 3 call. Cruz drops a backdoor breaking ball and has a 1-2-3 9th inning. So the Blue Jays will go to extras. We're tied at 4-all. Rogers Center. 2 more games of OPJ games starting at 1:07 p.m. tomorrow and Sunday. 1:07 again. Great pitching matchup tomorrow. Brandon Morrow against David Price. Ricky Romero against James Shields on Sunday. For tickets, call 416-341-1234. You can log on to BlueJays.com, or you can stop by most Rogers Plus locations. Brandon Morrow back at the ball club and anxious to make his debut here this season. Sean Kemp comes out of the bullpen. He'll be the 3rd reliever used by John Farrell.
10th game already for Sean Kemp. A very good earned run average. He is making the opposition put the ball in play, throwing lots and lots of strikes. The Rays are now showing you the type of roster that they have. They have pulled back L.A. Johnson. They brought up a home run threat.
Good play by Lendez. The pinch hitter Matt Joyce is retired. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Well,
Not
you can
much
do
you can do.
that. You know,
Coke's on you. 1 down here in the 10th. What a night for Sam Fuld. Average up to 371. Encarnacion in at 3rd. Trying to take away the bunt.
he is way in at 3rd base. Fuld keeps looking to the right side if he's thinking about dropping a bunt down. The way he is swinging the bat, I don't see it.
John McDonald has to throw in a hurry right on time. Good play by McDonald, retires Fuld.
2 stars already tonight for John McDonald. He came in after Jason Nix was hurt on a play at 2nd base. Made a nice play to get Johnny Damon in the 3rd inning. And now here in the 10th inning, gets a fast runner going to his right, throwing across his body and throwing a strike to Adam Lynn.
Johnny Damon, another good night at the plate. He's 2 for 4 pair of doubles. 14 RBI on the season for Damon. Frazier worked the 8th. stranded a runner. Roush had a 1-2-3 ninth, and now Kemp retired the first two. He's ahead of Damon 0-2.
He doesn't mess around. He comes right after you. Bunch of different pitches from different angles. There's lots of strikes. B.J. Upton on deck. If Damon can keep the inning alive.
Way out in front of that off-speed pitch. It's a foul. The Blue Jays are 2-1 in extra inning games. They won both of their extra inning games here. They lost to the Angels in extra innings in Anaheim.
Should have won that game.
They had the go-ahead run score and then had it taken away. 1-2. Left field, Snyder on the run, makes the catch just high. Kemp gets his 3 in the 10th. Just 8 pitches from the veteran Kemp. Jose Bautista will lead off the bottom of the 10th. He's doubled. He's tripled to right. And he's homered to left. His 5th of the season. He's also walked. He's scored 4 runs. He's done it all. He can win it in the bottom of the 10th. Obras, the right fielder, moves into second base to take over there for Sean Rodriguez. Rodriguez moves from second to short. And the pinch hitter, Matt Joyce, hit for Elliott Johnson. He takes over defensively in right. Bottom of the 10th. Bautista's been on all 4 times. He scored 4 runs. Little cutter finds the outside corner. Bautista has faced Cruz twice. He's walked and popped up.
Outfield is deep. No doubles. The infield on the left side is really pulled towards that line, and we saw that backfire the other day. Ryan Butterfield was telling us before that that defense has backfired more times than it has saved them.
They're cutting a foul back. The teams always talk about it. Guard the lines in a tie game late. But on this artificial surface, doesn't make any difference. You get a ball past the third baseman, even to Lopez's left. It's going to go all the way to the wall.
Encarnacion did it the other night against the Yankees. He ended up scoring a run.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Bautista leading off the bottom of the 10th. A 4-4 tie. Way outside. Bautista doubled in the first, tripled in the fourth, homered in the fifth, walked and scored in the eighth. Cruz wanted that.
Slider down and away. Looked like it might have been there. Jaso, the catcher, holding it for the umpire.
Big cut and the foul back. Cruz in his second inning of work had a 1-2-3 night. Walked. Pulled it off the plate. Bautista's aboard for the fifth time.
Threw a good slider for ball three, and then that time tried to throw it through the catcher. End up with a walk, a left-hander coming up and out of Lynn, and Joe Maddon's going to go to his bullpen once again.
Joe Maddon will call upon the left-hander. Cruz not happy with the call. He thought he had Bautista struck out. Cesar Ramos, young left-hander, will come on. And the first batter he faces will be Adam Lind. It's an interesting move. The numbers suggest that you leave Lind here because Lind is hitting left-handers better than right-handers. So .333 average. 6 for 18 against lefties with a couple of ribbies. We're tied at 4-all. Ramos came from San Diego as part of the Jason Bartlett trade. This is his 10th game of the season already, but you can see he's a specialist. Just 5 2/3 innings of work. He's in to face the left-hander Adam Lind.
And lefties have been hitting him pretty hard this year. Left-hander's at .364, and he has walked as many as he has struck out this year. This will be interesting to see if Bautista's on the move over at first base.
Bautista 2 for 2 in steals, but John Jaso, just into the game, came on as a pinch hitter late, has only thrown out 1 of 18 base stealers. Bautista always trying to gain an edge. Ramos had a good night.
Yeah, excuse me, Buck. Ramos is a left-hander. He doesn't throw very hard. He'll mix up for a lot of breaking balls. And you mentioned it, Adam Lind has hit better this year against lefties.
Good fastball, good cut, 1-1. Bautista with the leadoff walk. Bautista doesn't know Ramos. Last September 12th, Adam Lind with a walk-off home run off the closer. He was in the hole 0-1 and wins the game with a line drive home run over the right field wall. Bautista took a step towards second, but I think he was just trying to draw another throw.
Yeah, he doesn't have that big of a lead over at first base. Just trying to distract the pitcher a little bit. Pick a pitch that you can run on, but right now just distracting him. Maybe Adam Lind can get something to pull into that corner.
Fly ball into left. Fold is there, and Lind's retired. And now Jim Hickey is going out. He's got Encarnacion coming to the plate, and Edwin has had 2 doubles tonight and 4 at-bats. Aaron Seavey is on deck. He's 0 for 4. Now, if you were going to talk strategy here to a young left-hander, what would you be thinking?
I'm thinking they're going to leave him in because you got a better chance at holding the runner at first base with the left-hander. Throw him an off-speed pitch. I think this is where Bautista can really take a chance right here and get in the scoring position, try to steal second.
We always talk about base stealers running against pitchers. This might be a different case. Jaso's had such a tough time throwing out base runners.
Yes, 1 for 17. Threw out his first base runner in last night's game against the White Sox. He's getting back easy, so he can take another half a step onto that carpet. Get out as far as you can until you have to dive back.
There's a strike with the fastball. Encarnacion. RBI double in the 8th. That tied it at 4-all. He can win it here in the 10th. Pops this one up. Zobrist bat pedaling into the outfield. 2 outs. Zobrist trying to get somebody hung up. Umpires wouldn't go for it. Mike Everett had his hand high in the air. The Blue Jays scored the winning run Tuesday night against the Yankees with 2 outs in the 10th as the runner Encarnacion scored all the way from first. J.P. Arancibia. Cut on and missed. Jaso does a good job of blocking that ball in the dirt, keeping Bautista at first.
As a hitter right now, you don't want to get long with your swing. You want to pick the ball up and hit line drives. The outfield now with 2 outs is very deep. E.J. Upton, the center fielder, look at him. He's a couple steps from the warning track in center field, same with Fold in left field. What you don't want to do again as a hitter is get long with your swing. You're thinking line drive right now in the gap.
Ball on the strike.
You played in games like this where guys try to win it themselves with a home run, and
Never works.
never works.
Just have a good swing. Put a good swing on the baseball, and Aaron Seavey is so strong he doesn't have to try to generate any extra power. Off the plate. 2 balls and a strike, 2 outs. We are in the 10th. Popped up. Matt Joyce, the right fielder. And Ramos gets out of it. We will go to the 11th inning. Blue Jays get the leadoff runner on, but they can't move him up. We're tied at 4. Brandon Morrow makes his 2011 debut. He'll take on the Tampa Bay Rays. Last August, he had 17 strikeouts and threw a 1-hit complete game. It's game 2 of the Rays and Jays. It all starts with Jays Connected at 12:30 Eastern Time with Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn. Brandon Morrow goes up against David Price.
Well, that should be a good one. A couple of flamethrowers. After some extra innings tonight, they get to take the mound tomorrow afternoon. Should be fun.
Pitching matchup on Sunday is not shabby. Ricky Romero against James Shields. Shields coming off of a complete game his last time out. B.J. Upton goes after a first pitch from Sean Kemp. Fouls him. Upton drove in the first run of the ball game with a sacrifice fly in the first. Then he had his second RBI, a 2-out single in the third.
Came into this game just 4 for his last 34.
Oh, that ball disappeared. He swung right over the top of that sinker. Foul back on the breaking ball. 11th inning. B.J. Upton facing a former Rays pitcher, Sean Kemp. Spent a couple of years with Tampa Bay. But he turned his fortunes around dramatically when he came to the Blue Jays.
Certainly has. Bruce Walton had something to do with that. Being in the league had something to do with that, learning the hitters, coming up with an extra pitch. He is not the same pitcher that B.J. Upton used to play with on the Rays.
Way inside. Certainly don't want to get Upton on the base with this tie game. Upton has a steal tonight. Got it. Went up and away and strikes out B.J. Upton to start the 11th.
He has that ability against right-handers to start that fastball off the plate and watch him zoom it right back on the outside part of the plate. The way he holds it, the way he throws it from three-quarter angle, the ball really moves. Good start to get that guy off the bases.
Felipe Lopez cuts on the first pitch and fouls it. Lopez has struck out twice and grounded back to the pitcher twice. Another ground ball. McDonald is there. Whoa! McDonald threw wide of the mark. Lynn did a pretty good pep dance over there. Don McDonald, you don't expect that.
No, and you can thank Felipe Lopez, who was just jogging down the first base. McDonald hardly ever throws the ball away, but Lynn gets there, finds it, and then gets back to get the out. Lopez just jogging down, assuming that that was going to be a play by McDonald.
John McDonald kind of saw that and just pulled his throw wide of first. Tell you what, Adam Lind has been a very pleasant surprise at first. Mike Winters said Rodriguez went too far. Sean Rodriguez struck out against Frazier to end the 8th. Blue Jays tied it up in the 8th inning. Way outside. 2 balls and a strike. Slider just missed the outside corner. Blue Jays relievers have retired 11 straight. And that'll snap that string. A 2-out walk to Rodriguez.
They have to manufacture runs as John Farrell's out of the bullpen, or out of the dugout, and goes to his bullpen. He wants to turn around Ben Zobrist and try and shut down the running game of Rodriguez over at first base.
So Sean Kemp issues the 2-out walk to Rodriguez. Ben Zobrist will turn around and bat right-handed against the left-hander, Mark Zepchinski. 2 outs here in the top of the 11th in a 4-4 tie. Watching on Sportsnet Pacific, we will take you to the Mariners-A's game as soon as this game is completed. Great pitching matchup out there. Tyson Ross goes to the mound for the Oakland Athletics against big Michael Pineda, who's 2-1. So we will take you there as soon as this game is concluded.
And you want to see Pineda throw. We did firsthand, and it was pretty impressive. You're not going to put too much by John Farrell when it comes to pitching matchups and batter matchups. He's going to turn around Ben Zobrist. Looking at the numbers against Sean Camp, Zobrist was .429 with a home run against Zepchinski, just 1 for 7. So he likes this matchup better. He brings in the left-hander, and it helps to slow down the running game over at first base also.
Head-to-head matchups favor the Blue Jays in this battle. But first, we'll check on Rodriguez.
That's why they have all those printout sheets and matchups for these types of situations.
A lot of managers would still be reluctant to make this move with the lefty, but the numbers suggest it's the right thing to do. You certainly didn't like the matchup with Camp facing Zobrist as a left-handed hitter.
All you can do is just play the percentages,
yep.
And that's what all the numbers are for.
Put your players in the best possible situation to succeed. Two outs. Zobrist fouls it back. And you know what? Players know what their numbers are. They don't have to be told. They know that they don't particularly see the ball well. Zobrist probably thinking, boy, this guy's got a funky delivery.
Turns the ball over. Gets a lot of ground ball outs.
The go-ahead run at first. 2 outs. Late on the fastball. Mark Zepchinski in first real opportunity to work out of the bullpen, and he's been effective. Just a matter of learning how to warm up, how to get ready, pay attention to where you are, who you might be assigned to.
There's some adjusting going on when you are a starter your whole life, and now you come out of the bullpen.
Well, he's got a good coach down there to help him with that. That's Pat Henkin, the bullpen coach. Try to monitor his warm-ups and his get-readies. 0-2. Just off the outside corner. There's the former Cy Young Award winner. You talk about a brain trust. How about Molina and Pat Henkin to help you get ready, get in the game?
How about that knowledge? Picking their brains every night if I'm sitting down there.
1-2, 2 outs. Rodriguez at first. Cut on and miss. Zobrist goes down. He's now 1 for 8 against Mark Zepchinski. The matchup favored the Blue Jays, and Zepchinski delivers. John Farrell pushing all the right buttons. Now he'll hope that Travis Snyder can deliver just like he did on Tuesday against the Yankees in extra innings. We're tied at 4-all. gone to his bench and brought in Reed Brignac, who will take over defensively at shortstop. And with that, Sean Rodriguez will move over to third. And now he is looking to the bench for defensive positioning. But it's an interesting move, and we'll get into that in a second. Travis Snyder against Cesar Ramos. Goes too far. Felipe Lopez jogged up the first baseline with one out in the 11th. Oh, 1-2.
You see him just jogging, but then when the throw was off a little bit, he would have been safe if he was busting it. So I'm wondering if Joe Madden might have taken him out of the game because of that.
He certainly didn't look like he was injured, just came out very lackadaisical.
And that's a message you send, if that's true, like right now, for the rest of the players.
Travis Snyder in the hole. A ball and 2 strikes. Cesar Ramos came out of the bullpen and retired the 3 batters he faced. Juan Cruz started the 10th inning and walked Bautista, the leadoff batter. And then Ramos took over and got out of the inning. Snyder goes down swinging. And now Joe Madden has come out of the bullpen, or come out of the dugout and called for the bullpen. Let's take a look at the pitch that Ramos gets Snyder with. It's a high fastball. So Cesar Ramos gets all 4 of the batters he's faced. Looks like Andy Russell coming out of the bullpen. He'll make his 10th appearance of the season with 1 out here in the 11th. When we come back in this 4-4 game, it'll be Andy Russell against Juan Rivera. Batter he faced against the White Sox on the 8th of April, and that got him off and running. 9 appearances. Russell has a good ERA, 1.13. He was involved in the game last night where the bullpen was charged with 3 earned runs.
Adam Russell is huge. 6'8", 255 pounds. He came over from the San Diego Padres in that Jason Bartlett trade.
Rivera gets a base hit with 1 out. First pitch off of Russell.
The go-ahead runs at first base. He's going to be pulled for Chris Woodward. Not wasting any time. First pitch fastball from Russell right back through the middle. And Rivera has his first hit. Good start. Russell in spring training had a problem with his release point. He's worked very hard at throwing his slider for strikes. There is Chris Woodward, just called up, and boy, is he happy to be here.
Chris Woodward started out his big league career with the Blue Jays. He was drafted in 1994. He made a chance visit to spring training this spring in Dunedin. Then started talking to the Blue Jays about maybe playing, and here he is, back in the big leagues.
Russell is very slow to the plate. I mentioned he's 6'8", 255 pounds. He's got a very high leg kick. Chris Woodward has a chance to get into scoring position.
And we mentioned Jaso's struggles to throw base runners out. Just 1 for 18 this season. Jaso came into the game as a pinch hitter in the ninth. John McDonald to left field. This ball is gone. It's out of here. Walk-off home run for John McDonald.
They do it again.
The 7th comeback win of the season comes in the 11th inning on a 2-run home run by John McDonald. The Blue Jays lead the majors in walk-off home runs, walk-off wins since last September. 7.
And it comes from a guy whose slugging percentage has gone up every year the past 3 years. Belt tie fastball, and that ball is hammered. Russell can't believe it. He throws 3 pitches and gets the loss.
A high fastball, and McDonald knew he hit it, and he's encouraging it to get out, and pumps his fist as he hits the game winner. For the 7th time this year, the Blue Jays have come from behind to win it. The Blue Jays bullpen doing a great job shutting down the Tampa Bay Rays. Mark Zebczynski will pick up the win. He faced one batter. Blue Jays win the opener of this series. Stay tuned for Connected with Ivanka Osmak and Damian Goddard coming up next.